Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3, pre-day 3. Who knows what day? Day 0. Day negative. What is it? Monday?
It's day 3.
It's
day
3, Jones.
E3 doesn't get
We're
to
here
dictate.
for Square Enix.
Yeah, it is day 3.
We are Easy Allies. Welcome to our pre-E3 coverage, our pre-show coverage of the Square Enix press conference. I am joined by a gigantic Square Enix fan, Mr. Brad Ellis. You seem a little timid.
I'm stoked.
Nervous.
I'm stoked right now.
You seem like you got electricity.
Oh, it's flowing. I got 5-hour energy, Jones. I got Kingdom Hearts coming. I'm feeling real good.
Buster is feeling himself while sipping in his giant glass of water.
Thank you.
Are you psyched?
That's amazing, Kyle. I like that. That's classic.
And another voice I am very happy to have here on the panel today discussing Square Enix, Mr. Michael Damiani.
Omnislash.
Yes.
Yes. Will we see an Omnislash?
No.
I don't like you, Kyle.
Let's start there.
You want to start there?
I mean, is this a Final Fantasy reference that we're talking about? Is this no Omnislash is Chrono Trigger, right? Chrono Trigger?
No.
Whoa, okay.
Wait, I guessed it right, and no one responded.
We're not live. We're not live, right? We can redo
What's the
this,
X
right?
slash? What's the
Do over, start over.
cross slash?
Go back to the
I got
intro.
confused. Cross slash, right?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII
X/.
remake. Brad Ellis, kick us off, baby.
I'm trying to give some confidence boosters to Brandon over there.
It's been a long time
appreciate
since we've seen this game. I think the last time we saw it officially was at PSX 2015, where they showed that demo there. And
Actual
since then-
gameplay, yeah.
Actual gameplay. Since then, it's been radio silent, except for, the stuff came out that it got, it's getting reworked. There's been some drama behind the
I mean,
scenes.
that was even
apparently.
Team shifting.
Okay,
Yeah.
apparently,
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff that's come out, yeah.
So yeah, it's people are concerned, as they should be with Square. It takes 10 years for a game to come out, so could be here. I'm highly doubting it will not be, because this happens all the time with Square, and they got Kingdom Hearts to focus on. But there's always a chance, Brandon, and I'm hoping to God.
I think they can't help themselves. I think they really want to.
They just want to be here you go. Here's
Well, that's the
Sephiroth.
thing, Brad. Is you said you're nervous because it's Square Enix, and you have to take everything with a grain of salt, understanding that things might just vanish.
Yes.
We might get weird announcements, but here we are, and we're going to get a Square Enix press conference. We have not had a Square Enix press conference at
3
E3 for several years.
Yeah.
So clearly something's got to happen.
They got something to show, man, and they've showed so much Kingdom Hearts already.
Yeah.
They gotta have something secret.
You gotta believe they have
Kyle,
more.
are you thinking of that with almost every single one of these announcements? That we might not get more, of this, but they're having a press conference.
Yeah. They're having a press conference for a reason. I mean, we'll get to it, but if we don't see Final Fantasy VII Remake here, I'm still going to believe it might be at Sony. It's the game that I just want to keep believing in.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Let's write it.
We saw somebody's monitor with the game running on it. It's that game's looking pretty good right now. Even though it's small and blurry, I get the impression it's coming along. I want to see it so bad. That's what Z3 is about, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you want to see it real bad too, Damiani. What do you want to see? What do you think would make a successful showing, even if it wasn't super long? Just because this is going to be an edited video, it's going to be very succinct, like a Nintendo Direct style. So if you were in charge of giving us another glimpse at FF7, where would you strike?
I think they show a segment of the game from start to finish, probably ending with a boss battle that just goes over and it shows you the core mechanics, everything you're expecting to see, battle systems, how interacting with NPCs along the way, how the environments have been reimagined, and then the boss battle, hearing the music, seeing if how cinematic it looks. And I know people will probably be oh yeah, just do the whole bombing run mission thing, to be the easiest.
Yeah.
I think they should do something pick a different spot.
They should do the second bombing mission where you go with Tifa.
Yes.
Because then it could be the airbuster at the end that got leaked.
I have a feeling.
Yes, we got
Brad,
it. That's it.
We're on the same
We did it.
wavelength
Locked
here.
it in.
Kyle, real quick, because they've been talking about in other press conferences, we've dropped next gen. It's been name dropped now.
Yes.
So
it makes me so happy.
I wonder if this, if they are able to talk about this, if some of the rumors are true that this is moving to next gen, if they can finally say, because we know Kingdom Hearts is January of next year.
Yeah.
So this has to be at some point, at least next year or later. Mm-hmm. Do they finally say in development for next gen or something at the end of that trailer?
That makes sense. That'd be a good reason to keep it out of Sony's press conference. Because I don't think Sony wants to talk about next gen today, and so that would make sense. That hey, we're free to talk about next gen. Let's show it.
If that's a reason why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
That door has now been opened. They now have an avenue to an in to talk about. It's gonna be next gen. We're cool to say it now.
I'd love to see menus. I'd love to see.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like
Materia
customizing
menu.
All
characters.
that, yeah.
The materia menu, just just any of that stuff. I'd just love to see it.
Okay. It's not gonna be like went simple.
Oh.
It's gonna be like this. You see like Cloud's Buster Sword, like rendered in 3D.
Yeah.
And you like affix the materia to it. It's gonna like make that clink noise. But it's gonna like you just see it, and then like his Buster Sword is gonna update in real time with materia affixed to it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, some things in the game have so many materia slots. You're gonna
Yeah,
get
no,
a rainbow by the end of the game.
Like
Yeah, I mean, like God of War, like when your emblem changes on
Yeah.
your axe, like
Yeah,
the
it's so
details possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want any jumps, and I have to feel like we're definitely going to get jumps. And the last time we saw Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay, we did get a sequence, but they hopped
yeah, they
around
cut it a lot.
in the interest of time. But do you think they could? I highly doubt like just a raw gameplay thing.
You think because like the battles would get too monotonous? You think? Just
Or
to,
I
like,
just
show
think
the-
there's
not their style.
There's some things they're nervous about: camera switching, jumping to the menu, something that like is just polished. That's going to happen right before the game actually launches. That they're like, we don't necessarily
Yes,
want to show that.
Brandon?
So even if we do get one scene, I think we're going to hop.
Realistically, what you just said,
Yeah.
that's what will happen.
Okay.
I was just like, ideally, I would
Great.
love
We're
to see
freaking
them
out,
just
yeah.
do like
Yeah,
a raw thing.
You
but
asked Damiani what would be a good showing.
we're just gonna get
And then
a bunch of
I'll
cuts to
bring you
different
back
like
then.
fights, and we'll still see that boss, but it'll just be like a jump cut to it for a few seconds.
Will you be incensed if we don't get FF7? Because I don't think
No, nobody's getting incensed.
they've necessarily
Yeah.
promised that.
No,
I think there are
yeah.
other things on this list, one we will get to immediately,
I'll
that
let you know.
I think are all but promised. I would be very surprised if we don't see some Kingdom Hearts.
I would be
it's coming,
incensed.
baby.
I would be incensed.
That would be
Yeah.
very surprising if Kingdom Hearts made an appearance at Xbox.
Will they open with the same trailer from yesterday?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, did Xbox just steal trailers from everybody's
So we do.
shows?
All that we know is that there will be multiple trailers,
Okay.
and we're gonna. Well, I won't add the other thing we know because people don't like me talking about that.
Don't tell
But-
me.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me, dude.
But we do know there's multiple trailers at E3.
Oh.
So it's likely to believe there's at least one other one that'll be here, right? Like it'll be different.
Each one's getting a new world. So
Each trailer?
Each trailer will probably have a new world. So we'll see very likely a new world in this trailer that they show off for the Square Enix Direct. And I bet Sony will have a third final one, which will have a third world that we're not seen yet.
I say give Sony that third world, and I know you're just waiting, dying for my Kingdom Hearts opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I say give Sony that other world. But one thing that's kind of bummed me out about some of these trailers that we've seen so far is we get the major Disney focus, and this is kind of like how the games play out, in my opinion, too, where it's just like mostly Disney, and then like at the end, just like, oh, here's Vanitas, and like, oh, there's Xehanort, okay, moving on. Like, I want that trailer. I want, especially from Square, now that we're tapping into the source. I want that. Who is the character that we revealed yesterday?
want-
Aqua.
Yeah.
You want
I
that
want
crazy
Aqua.
stuff
I
over
want-
like this cool like Simba
I mean, if we're-
summon and like
if this game's gonna
snowboarding on
appear-
a shield.
If this game's going to appear at 3 different press conferences, like, yeah, I think it would be great for Square to really remind everybody, like, it's fun that we're going to be visiting these worlds, and look what a great job we've done bringing these characters to life. But remember, there's this very, very deep, complex web that's finally going to be just like, set on fire and come to its conclusion at the end of this.
So, Jonas, to that point, one thing I actually like about this trailer is, and I've not seen Frozen, I don't know what the deal is with these characters, but Elsa is like part of the story. There's like an ice castle, and they're like, Elsa is going to go to the dark side, and Sora's like, no way, I won't let her heart be taken over. I actually like I think Kingdom Hearts 2, outside of like the Mickey crew, the Disney characters were kind of irrelevant. You would just go to their worlds and say goodbye, and they had nothing to do with that story you're talking about. I like when there's an overlap, when it's the princesses and Horn Witch. Maleficent, thank you.
Well, I
was like,
I knew the answer to that.
Yeah.
But when it's Kingdom Hearts, all bets are off. And I was like, oh, who's this?
Yeah,
I don't remember her from
I
the
was thinking of
timeline.
main things.
The Horn Witch.
Like I like it when like the Disney characters actually become
Pete.
integrated into stories.
Oh, I need Pete to show up,
Pete's
dude.
gotta
It's
show
a Pete
up.
action.
Jones, I think the thing is.
There you go, Jones. There's some story stuff for
I feel
you.
like this
yeah.
is just. I feel like they dropped just enough.
Okay.
For veteran fans, like the Aqua twist. It's at the very end. It's a small portion. It's there. I think the trailer focuses more on what's more the broad mainstream appeal for this game because they want this to sell well. They want other people to be invested. I think they also don't want people to be too intimidated by. Oh, I heard all these games in between I played 2 last, like almost 10 years ago. What are all these other games in between? I'm so lost in stuff. I think they just want people to not worry about that.
Yeah.
But for those who do pay attention and care about that and invested, they do have those teases at the end, and you're just like, to an average person, you're just like, oh, I'll find out in the game about that. Like, I don't need to worry about that. January 29th.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, you play a little bit of Final Fantasy 15. Sorry, 14. Mr. Michael Damiani.
I play a little bit of 15.
You do play a little bit of 15. Where are we at with 14? Anything?
You're not, you won't get anything here. Because they
next.
because they have a fan fest in October.
Great.
They do it in their territories, they'll announce the next expansion at that. So you're not getting any major news for 14.
Has 15 been put to rest?
No, we
dude.
still
We're
got the
15.
DLC. We might see the episode Noctis or something. I bet we'd probably see a little bit of a tease of that because that's coming next year along with the other episodes.
That's all you got? What do we know?
Arden, I want to see. What is the order? I thought Arden was before Noctis. Noctis is like the last one, dude. It's the what if ending.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The what if ending. That's right.
Something is one.
So there's one for Lunafreya, one for Arden.
Yeah, there's Lunafreya,
So maybe we'll do
Arden,
Lunafreya and then Arden.
Noctis.
Yeah.
Was there a fourth? It was just three.
Just three.
Okay, it's just three.
Yep. And yeah, so Jones, I think we'll definitely see at least one DLC trailer for 15. They're not done with that game, dude.
Yeah, it's going. It's been like years.
Yes.
It's still chugging on
I
it.
know what the what if ending is.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
It's
it.
gonna be what if it was versus 13, and you get to play all the parts that weren't in the game. But sorry, this junk. Besides trolling, Kyle. Serious thing. They just introduced the mod support.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. That's
you
cool.
can not Kingdom Hearts. I saw a Keyblade in there. That's why someone added Keyblade to Noctis. They are doing officially supporting mods in the
Square
game.
Enix is doing that.
Yeah, for 15. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unexpected.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
pretty cool.
Let the floodgates will open very soon with added extra content and character mods and stuff like that. I already saw one where was it Aranea, the dragoon person, slapping Noctis, but the Noctis model was 2B.
Yeah, that's really
So someone
cool.
made Noctis 2B already. I
Oh,
was like,
man.
all right. So here we
Here
go.
we go, yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Did you finish 15, Cal?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Something just went through your brain with the mods. Are you surprised at that, or are you
I'm surprised
considering
Square Enix-
another playthrough?
Square Enix is normally just like this walled-off company who's not cool with that kind of thing. They want to make their apps expensive. They think all of their games are very valuable. They're not wrong, but it is weird for them to hear them just like be open to a community of people who want to make their game look dumb. It's really surprising to me.
Yeah.
And actually, now that I got you, Kyle, like
Yeah.
what we have gotten press conferences from Square in the past. They were live events. Like we have not gotten an edited. Like what's this going to be like? Like what do you think? What's
yeah.
like the theme going to be? Do you think we're going to see people talking, or is it going to be mostly graphics? Like is it going to be the kind of Pokemon thing where they like cut to the Pokemon guy at the desk like drawing, and he's like, "Oh hi."
I'm going to be a little rude here, Jones.
Please.
I think it's going to have awkward pacing,
yeah.
much like a Kingdom Hearts trailer. I think it's just going to be like, we're going to see like a lot of just like, and now, and then it's just like Just Cause 4, do you know? Like, I can't imagine this being a cohesive, well-paced thing, but the reason they work is because we like those games. They can have bad Kingdom Hearts trailers. By the way, how mad were you that there were no sound effects?
That
Oh,
was
in the
bizarre.
trailer.
It
Yeah,
was
strange.
so weird.
That was strange.
I think they just haven't added them or something, but it's just like,
Well,
No,
you
they
hear
wanted,
dialogue
they
and
wanted to
music.
highlight the theme playing.
yeah.
they were playing the theme from Kingdom Hearts. This is like a big deal. This is the concert moment.
Yeah,
of
but they were
showing
also
off the
shouting their
song.
dialogue over it too.
Right. So
Wasn't
it's
the
this
best?
weird.
Wasn't the best?
Yeah. So yeah, that's the type of thing. You know what I mean? Like we overlook it because we like what we're seeing so much. But yeah, that was a weird moment. Like
I like to imagine, as a video editor, I like to imagine that guy who's like shows them the mix, and they're like, "Oh, we can't hear the music," and like, "Well, yeah, no, I mean, I can like raise it in the mix if you want, and just like, can we take out the sound effects?" Like, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm hoping no more. That was a Nomura call. It's like, no.
I don't want to hear footsteps.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all right.
Dragon Quest XI, I have here on this list that we can. Well, we got a ways to go. We got 45 minutes before this sucker starts. I'm going way too fast.
We're burning through it.
We're burning
Do you
through
want
it.
to talk about like the actual like what it's going to be? Because like it is so strange for them to come out and say we're doing a direct style thing. There's no precedent for Square Enix doing this.
And it's interesting that you said, I literally, once you went like, I could totally imagine the sparkles, like leading in.
All day.
But yeah, I mean, when I imagine something like this, if I was in that position, if I was potentially like, a Phil Spencer being like, we can't do it on stage. There's too much going on. We got to like pack it in. It's because I have a limited amount of time and I have so much stuff to talk about that like I don't have time for someone going across the stage. Like I don't have time for fade-ins, fade-outs. Like we just got to hit. But I don't know if we're necessarily getting that. Have you seen, is there anything you've learned, Brad, just from watching videos produced by Square Enix that can kind of give you a sense of what we're about to see?
What you saw yesterday at Kingdom Hearts is what you get. Right? Thing. Like that's usually what it is. So it could be awesome or just could be a train wreck. I'm not sure yet.
I think you'll get office shots, like at the
Dev Diaries.
Cool.
Yeah, you'll get stuff at their cubicles, like showing them like working on stuff. Just thinking about like some of those things like with Nier, with Yoko Taro, like they'll have them in like against like a wall or something, and they'll be like talking into the camera. They usually do like backdrop, step and repeat stuff. I've seen them do that in some of their produced videos. I think it will bounce back. I think they'll have people talking in it. I think they'll introduce a segment. They'll have like the producer director on the game talking about it for a second, and then like I think it won't be as elegant as a Nintendo Direct, but I think they will try and emulate that style of like having like producers come out and talk about the game for just a second, show a trailer footage, go to the next thing, and I just expect, I think you hinted at, Kyle, the pacing's probably going to be a little off. Things will be a little slow. I think you'll probably feel like things will drag on a little bit when in the discussion segments.
Like they're emphasizing the things that aren't necessarily important. I'd love it to see like kind of what we described when we were talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake, just like raw gameplay, just like somebody playing the game. And I think you don't see that too much in a direct style thing. You see, what it is you can see a deep dive, you can see many aspects of the game. Like that is the opportunity to show us menus, that is the opportunity to show us all the new elements of your game. But the Tomb Raider demo, I was expecting to see. Sorry to jump ahead there, Jones. But I was expecting to see it at Xbox. You know what I mean? It was just another trailer, and I don't expect. I would love to see a demo during this thing, but I don't expect it. I don't expect this thing to hang on any one game for too long. I expect it to be kind of short, like 30 to 40 minutes. That's my expectation. I would love it if it's an hour, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll go that far.
So the major thing I'm nervous of, and doesn't matter if it's direct feed or whatever, I'm always nervous of when you go to the person at the desk, it's like, hi, we know you were expecting to see the Avengers game today. We're working very hard on it, but unfortunately, we're clearly not going to get that with Dragon Quest XI. I mean, this game is out.
It's out.
In a situation like this where there are people in this world that have played this game potentially multiple times already, and we in the United States have not actually got a chance to play this, is this a situation where that means you can really blow it out because we're not afraid of showing this game to people? Like, it's just a matter of how fast can we make that translation happen and then we can get the goods to show everybody? Or because so many people are used to it and because we will have so many people in Japan watching this event as well, there's just really no point in showing so much of Dragon Quest? Like, I don't know.
I'm hoping they're thinking of it's like a Western conference. They're going to try to appeal to the West more, and we haven't gotten this yet, and Dragon Quest is huge in Japan and it's never quite caught on as big here. I hope they really make an effort to push this game.
So how do you sell this, what we're looking at right now?
They need to they need to show gameplay, like going through a dungeon or something like that. Show it's what it's actually like playing the game. Because if some person who doesn't know what Dragon Quest is just seeing this, like, well, what is this game? Like it's an RPG, but what does that even mean for this? Like, who is this blue hair kid?
Yeah, show the world. The world is what they showed first of the game, and we were amazed at first. Do you remember that canyon?
Yeah.
Just absolutely, Brad. I think the story is not how you sell this one, unless the voice acting is really good, unless it actually has a really interesting story. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But yeah, if this trailer is the one or something similar to it that they show in their press conference in their direct. It won't do it. It won't make the game a huge success when it releases this year.
I want them just to give it more attention. It doesn't need as much attention as a Final Fantasy would get, I would say, but a respectable amount of attention.
Yes. Show the game. Yeah.
Show the game off.
Kyle, you asked me a very interesting question, and it's my mind has been racing ever since. You said, Brandon, do you have a term for when a trailer ends with a giant boss?
Yes.
For when someone, they think they're okay, they just overcame a hurdle, whether this is in a CG cutscene or actual gameplay, and then, no, wait, something comes crashing through. The bear at the end of Days Gone. It's a classic one. He rescues his friend, and then, oh my god, zombie bear, Days Gone. And I really got, we did have one. It was
I think you called it a big boy cut.
It was a big boy cut.
You called it a big boy cut.
Are we going to get a big boy cut at the end of 11? So you're saying like sell this to Western audiences, show them the gameplay. Are we going to have escalating battles? So we start with slimes and
I
we
think
end
it would
with
be
the big
sweet
dragon.
if they showed like the escalation. They actually did the boss battle. I think they need to show it, something like that, because there's some stuff you could do in the game besides just a normal fight. They showed off mechs before and something like that. They need to show something cool like that. Yeah, I think just ending with a boss cut might be kind of a waste.
Yeah, because it's funny, Jones. The impression I get from Dragon Quest trailers is that they always end with like bum ba bum 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 bum, and it's just like all the heroes being heroic, and that's how they just
that's
end
all
all
of
the
them.
trailers like that. Yeah.
Damiani, did they reorchestrate that theme, or did somebody just write that in like 1998 and they just used the
So I'm
same
gonna be honest,
orchestral
I feel
track?
like there's probably the synthesized version used on the older versions.
Yeah.
And then there's like the most orchestrated version of the Overture or Dragon Quest theme. And I feel like this is probably completely wrong, but to me it sounds like they've reused the same thing in every single game, in every single trailer. It is just...
It's a jolly tune.
I mean, yeah, it's
It makes me feel good when
It's
I
the
see
theme, but
it.
yeah, they use it
But
for
I feel
everything.
so bad about Dragon Quest as a series because it's like the only song I could point out that's Dragon Quest. Everything else I'm like, maybe a Square Enix game. I don't know. Like I couldn't identify it was from Dragon Quest and or worse what Dragon Quest game it was from. That's how bad I feel. Showing off we're talking about what you want to what they could show off at this point. Since it's so close to release, just a few months, and it's already out in Japan. I don't expect this. I wonder if there's any chance they talk about the Switch version of this game. I feel like that's something they save for Japan.
Yeah.
I feel that's something that would be revealed in a Japanese event. But given it's E3 and maybe they're trying to turn over a new leaf and help appeal to the Western audiences more, being like, hey, here's the new trailer for Dragon Quest XI coming out September 4th on PS4. By the way, here's the gameplay. And at the end, oh, that was running on Switch. I'd be like, ooh. So there we go. And they're like, it will be coming next year or something.
You'll never be surprised it was running on Switch.
Nah.
You'll never see the game
You'll
running
be
on
like,
Switch.
oh, that's
and
Switch.
Yeah, you'll know it immediately.
Yeah, I know, Kyle.
Yeah.
Or you'll just give a curt nod. All right.
Okay.
They think you're so clever. They'll never guess this. And we all hear look at each other. That's Switch.
Yeah.
So has the Switch version been assumed but not announced? Is that...
No, they said it's coming in the next about 6 to 12 months ish, I think. And they said it was I believe the reasoning for the delay was that the version of Unreal that they were developing for was
Right.
not compatible with Switch.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
They've just had run into some technical difficulties, but I think everyone reads between the lines and says he knows that this game is just too graphically intense to run on Switch. They're just trying to figure out a way to port it.
Mm-hmm. But that is another difficulty I would imagine in translating a game, from Japan to the United States for marketing. Is that we can't really announce anything. Really, going to show you more of it. You can really see kind of how this is translating. You can hear the voice acting, but you can see the texts, the menus in another language. But yeah, there's going to be no hot details of do we have a release date for this? We don't know when it's coming to Switch, but we know that when this is coming to other consoles.
You mean
yeah.
Yeah, because PC and PS4
Yeah.
September 4th. So
Yes.
it's
Actually in the trailer we were watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, you can't. Rotating back to Final Fantasy VII and potentially information coming out of 15. Is there any hot pieces of news we don't have associated with those things that they could drop here?
The DLC, we don't know when that's coming out for 15.
Okay.
I think we just
Yeah.
know it's next year.
Oh, it's not even going to be this year? Nothing
I thought
this
it
year?
was.
Okay.
That was on their 2019 roadmap because they're supporting it
yeah.
through next year.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, Kyle. They might have one of them coming out this year, but I know it will extend into 2019.
The other question is, and this concerns a lot of press conferences we still have yet to watch, are games that we're almost going to get, and Octopath Traveler is next month.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of give a lip service and then move on,
think-
or
I
I
don't
think
even
we'll get
think
just a trailer. I
I don't even know
just
if it'll
one.
be in this. I feel like that would be at Nintendo's event on
Are they
Tuesday.
publishing? Is Nintendo publishing that thing?
Forget. But it's been in everyone. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Square Enix, or Square Enix
Yeah.
developed Nintendo publishing.
Right.
Because I
don't have
forgot,
that memorized.
we were writing, lists down, and you jotted down Octopath Traveler, Brad, and I was like, oh yeah, Square is involved in that,
Yeah.
because it's really been Nintendo that's been
Yeah.
pushing it.
It's funny, they don't have a lot left to I think Nintendo is publishing. That's like Nintendo has that
I mean, that would, if you had to like make me guess, I would guess Nintendo is the actual publisher attached
just like
to
Bravely Default.
And they have all the characters are revealed.
Yeah, all the characters
I mean,
are
they
revealed.
could just show an
the
old
limited
trailer.
edition is revealed. Yeah, like an old trailer.
They're like, we got a conference, let's just throw it in
the
there.
job system is revealed.
Yeah.
The mixing jobs, like there's not much left other than like deep story stuff.
So that's a tricky situation because it would be nice to revisit it maybe end with the big boy boss cut, just show like kind of crazy escalation with this game. But this game, I think it's tough because I think this game was so incredible when we first saw it. It was such a fascinating look, and I think anyone who was sold on this game was sold the moment they looked at it.
Yes.
And I don't know,
Yeah.
however long your marketing is, how you bring more people into the fold that wouldn't automatically be down just literally from looking at that image right there and just seeing that depth, seeing the colors, seeing how well the pixel art translates to the rest of the environment, understanding like what a treasure it is to get a game like this in 2018. But if you don't have that
too long.
reaction,
Yeah.
But it hasn't. I haven't like been like suffering for this game. I was actually kind of surprised. I forgot that it was going to be happening this summer. So it is exciting. That's just around the corner. So this seems potentially like something that we wouldn't be like, as Damiani was saying, we wouldn't be super upset if we did not get a look at it.
Right? Yeah, it's so close. We've seen a lot of it already.
Do we have a running time of this press conference?
We don't.
No.
And that's what I was saying. I'm guessing 30 to 40 minutes. I'd love if it's an hour.
30 minutes. Yeah, like 45 probably. Brad, what do you think?
I'll say 45 also.
Okay.
I don't think they'll go an hour.
I'll go an hour.
Ooh.
I don't think it will. About to say
The
that.
thing is, we're talking about more games than Bethesda has, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bethesda goes long.
Well, we know why they go long.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they milk those games for a little longer. But yeah, like Square Enix certainly has enough games for an hour.
The introduction that Todd Howard got last night, I want that for Nomura. I want...
It only comes out here once every 3 years.
I want to know how many awards they've won.
Yeah.
I want to know how long it's been since we've last seen them on stage. I want them to come out and show that stuff off. Fascinating, Brad. You wrote down new Nier ?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, not yet, Brad.
Oh yeah, says Damiani.
Well, I mean,
it's possible.
I don't think they could have anything to show off.
Yeah, I think they might announce one though.
But they've done this. They did this with Nier Automata. They totally announced that without anything like concrete.
Art.
Yeah, it was just art and the logo or the glitchy thing. It wasn't even. It just said Nier. It didn't even say the full thing. I think at first.
And actually, I think a concept art play was really good for direct feed. It was really good for an event like this because, like you're saying, you can have somebody at the desk and like, oh, okay, I just have something very quick to show you that we've got a lot of support for Nier Automata. That was really great. But hey, look at this. What could this be? I don't know.
Exactly what you said, Jones. Like, there's a lot of support. Like, this game, it's a good time to say something about this. I don't think it's too early. Everyone's really riding a high on Nier right now. Keep it going by announcing.
And they just announced the new version.
Yeah,
They
Become as Gods edition for Xbox One X Enhanced, which is for people who haven't played it yet. It's a good way to check it out. But yeah, just to say like, hey, within the next 2 years or so, you could get the third installment. I mean. Just if you count Drakengard and stuff, it's like more than that. But like properly named Nier ones. Here's the next one.
And Damiani has a point. Like we just like to see Yoko Taro.
Yes.
Like, just let him speak.
He needs to be in this.
And I think Square Enix actually recognizes that. I think the higher ups recognize that like his eccentricity is a good thing for the company. And like he's funny every time. He's very open and he's very just what.
Keep going.
Oh,
I was
okay.
ask Brad something after you're done.
Yeah, he says things he shouldn't say, but like it's good.
Yeah.
But that's
And
another good
everybody
point,
likes it.
Kyle. Do you think this presentation will in any way be stuffy? Is this going to be, like...
It's gonna get stuffy.
Are
There'll
we
be some stuffy times.
There's some execs.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There'll be some stuffy times.
Are we not going to get, the DMC5, have a good E3? Like, I live for those moments.
Yeah, but that's not Square Enix. You're totally right.
Yeah, so we're not going to get any Star Fox puppets. We're not going to get. It's not going to be playful. The games themselves might be playful. I'm sure.
Like Just Cause 4,
the new Kingdom Hearts footage we get. We'll get to that. Are going to be. We're going to be grinning ear to ear.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Just Cause 4 reveal was not very playful. It was very serious.
It was actually.
There's tornadoes, man.
That looks cool.
You gotta be serious. That definitely did look cool. I hope it's not just tornadoes.
Yeah,
There's
me too.
earthquakes and.
Yogotaro is about as
sorts of crazy
animated as
stuff.
you're gonna get. Him rolling around on the ground, like doing
He
some
was
kind of antics. Sorry, going with the announcement stuff, like with the Nier, Nier 1 remaster.
Oh,
That's been like they said. Remember they said that they were interested in doing it.
Yeah.
And if there's enough support for it, as well as I think if Automata did well
Did
enough,
well enough,
yeah.
I think it's a good point.
that'd be cool.
The interesting thing would be, though, is because the company that developed it, Cavia, is no longer around.
Oh.
Do they go all out and contract Platinum and be like, hey, completely
great if they did.
remaster, not remaster, just
Right.
remake
Or redo it.
Nier.
Oh, remake Nier.
Redo it,
Because
basically.
like the character models need some work too.
Yeah.
You
Are they going to
can't-
go with Japan Nier then, or are we going to get Papa Nier?
Oh, Gestalt or
Yeah.
the...
They'll go with Japan Nier.
Brother
They
Nier?
will kill off Papa Nier.
What was the other version? There was the Nier Gestalt and Nier...
I don't remember.
I forget.
It's like youth. It's like.
Youth.
No, I know it was a young, I know the characters, or they each had a unique name, and I'm forgetting what the other one was now.
I'm sure chat's screaming it right now. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
sorry, chat. I let you down.
Replicant.
Replicant, thank you.
Replicant, you
Because I was like, it's Blade Runner. It's a Blade Runner term. It's a thing in Blade Runner. I was like, replicant. There you go.
So we get the Nier remake. Are we all right?
Yeah, sounds like he were just lost his wedding ring.
Wedding ring.
Down.
We had
Down.
we had a wedding ring spill here. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
There are times when it happens. And you slide that puppy off for whatever reason, and the moment it leaves his finger into the other hand, my brain is like, you're gonna screw this up. Get ready. You're gonna trip on something. So we get the Nier remake,
I haven't seen this DLC stuff. by
and
the way.
then
It's cool to see
it
that.
pulls out after the fact. We see it's running on Nintendo Switch, and we're surprised.
That's right.
No, we will know.
Yeah.
I have not yet been surprised by a Switch game.
It could happen today,
Graphically.
or it could happen tomorrow
Tomorrow,
morning.
maybe.
So we have gone through all of the Japanese RPGs, and now it's time to talk about games that I have either played or are familiar with. I mean, we've already talked about Just Cause 4, so it would seem an interesting type of thing. I mean, we saw that already debuted before. We saw a glimpse of that. And it is an interesting game to associate with Square Enix. And I know you were talking about kind of goofy fun, Kyle, but what I'm afraid of is that when we saw Rage last night, Rage 2 looks like a game that I'm excited about. I think I will enjoy that game. I think I'll have a fun time driving around that world. But when we finally got like a bigger look at it, it just felt like an edit with longer shots. Like I didn't like finish the end of that Rage 2 trailer and I was like, whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, sure.
This is elevated. It was like, right, it's that long shot of the chase. It just, I got like, 100 more frames of it, and so like I'm nervous that's going to be Just Cause. We're not going to learn really any more details. Like they're going to Tornado. They're going to be like, Tornado is our big E3 announcement. Like we're just not going to see kind of any other functionality.
That's why I miss like the gameplay demos, man. I just miss that moment of like, okay, everybody, we're about to hop into a tornado.
Yeah.
Like that always is so much fun, and just so I hope that like we are just the camera is behind our character and he hops into the tornado. That'd be the greatest thing. I think if you're doing fast cut action shots, it doesn't really translate too much to how we expect to play the game. And so I don't know. I actually don't like this trailer very much.
Because I gotta be honest, man. Ian, when you just started rolling this, I was almost like, no, Ian, that's Just Cause 3. That's for, no, that's Just Cause 4. No, never mind.
Wow.
And that's not a terrible thing, because I think Just Cause is the type of franchise that needs to know what it is, needs to know what they're going to do, to make fans happy. But just being honest, like reviewing Just Cause 3, really, being obsessed with the possibilities of that game, and then getting into it and being surprised how crazy this world is, and how much chaos you can cause, and how stale the experience eventually became. How it was like, I don't really feel like conquering the map as much as I did in Just Cause 2. Like I could not, tear my fingers away from the controller when I played Just Cause 2. In Just Cause 3, I was like, okay, I'm good. And I don't know if that's because I got my fill with Just Cause 2, and like this is a series that you'll come back to and enjoy, but won't necessarily like really break new ground or really surprise you. So that's my concern. Is there anything you're expecting? Any pie in the sky ideas of crazy stuff they could do? I was just saying, like, tornadoes are great. It'd be nice if we had like hurricanes, tidal waves, earthquakes. I hope it's not just tornadoes and more like earth, combat as
You're
well.
really downplaying tornadoes, Jones. I don't like that, because I think tornadoes are awesome in a
They
game
are.
like that. Like that's pretty
That's
cool,
true.
and they're wrecking that plane like that. But they can one up that.
Oh.
I want to see a snow tornado.
Okay.
I want to see I know it's not the right climate, but I want to see them switch environments. I just want to see a tornado wrapped in snow. And then, like, him trying to do that, like, oh, I'm a genius. I'm going to go, like, try and drive into
Jumping on the ice blocks.
I just want to see
grappling
I just
off the
want to
ice
see a
blocks.
snow tornado. Like, this is like
Snow-nado.
weird. This is weird.
Those don't exist.
I know. That's
There's
why
never been a snow
this
tornado.
weird fantasy I have. I just want to see like a nice snowy setting. This tornado that shows up and it sucks up the snow and it's just like this like giant snow tornado and it just like blankets everything in its path.
I hope you're right.
man.
Snow
Yeah,
tornado.
snow tornado.
Yeah.
Look forward to a snow tornado, everyone. Jones, I'd like to see I like a stupid like zip cord that can like connect two things. I'd like to see, I guess, like a large robot suit, so you're like 8 feet tall with magnet hands, and so you can like bring things to you and then like throw them away, and then just like bring a car to you and throw the car that way. I think that would be cool. That's the scale of what I want to see. Basically, is what I'm saying.
And just tonally super serious.
Oh,
The first thing that we saw.
that trailer, dude. Yeah, come on.
And I just need like a little bit of humor, but
That's
like
not your
that
game. That's not what people come for.
that joke of like I think I've heard that joke many other times of like, wow, lots of people shot at us. That's like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It happens to me all the time, you know, like so that wasn't really fresh, and I just need some zaniness. And this world, like, do we know? I don't know if that has been, maybe chat will let us know like where this is. Like like the environment kind of looks different, but like I don't know. It just seems like another Just Cause. And I think that's like the thing I mostly want from Square today is just show me that one really crazy new element that's not a tornado that's like going to
separate
show
it from
Tornado's all they got, man. It's really all they have so far.
because when you announce this game, when I see that Walmart leak and I go, whoa, Just Cause, and like, I don't know if I necessarily believe that because it has been a whole long time since that, and if Avalanche is making this, they're also working on Rage and maybe something else, and so it's like, wow, that team is really juggling a lot of projects at once. But I don't know, maybe we'll see at the show, and then it's like, no, it actually is real. You know, we got another leak where they actually showed the box where we saw the logo, we saw the tornadoes. I saw lightning. I was like, lightning, huh? Okay, I wonder how that's going to play into it. And then we see this trailer, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's just, well, there's some snow, though.
Yeah, Jones, you know what? I'd actually
See some snow. I don't know if there was snow. There was snow in Just Cause 2, and I don't think there was snow
sure.
in Just Cause 3, so.
I'd actually,
There it is.
I'd like to see the developers of this. I'd like to know that Avalanche truly cares about this game.
And they're great. They actually had, at one of the Just Cause 3 events that I went to, I was very impressed because one of the devs just sat at one of the stations because it was not being used and just played the game and was like, not the kind of thing where like, well, I'm just sitting here and just
he
nothing
showed
to
up
do
on
and
our
I'll just
show,
play.
actually,
Like,
right?
he was finessing all sorts of crazy stuff and like trying to make stuff happen, like trying to like slingshot soldiers up into the air at a certain height and was spending like 30 minutes just trying again. And like that I think sold me on Just Cause 3 more than anything. The idea
exactly
that like,
it, man,
here's
yeah.
a dev, here's somebody who plays this game every single day. He's at a preview event where it's just another opportunity to play it again, and he's really enjoying playing it. Like he's really trying things that he's never tried before. And so
I feel like this trailer only showed like just the hook shot grappling hook thing, like latching onto multiple things and making it like the helicopters crashing into each other later. He hooks one to the other one. They go like I think that's probably gonna be it, Jones. Like it's just like
all right.
crazy. Like here, attach a building to this and watch the building fall down and stuff and collapse on things. Like I just see that and like I wonder if the tornado thing like is a unique like environmental thing that just happens in random time, or if there's something you could do to trigger it, like that because it's like prominently featured in like that little the end scene and stuff like that. I have to wonder if that might be a crazy hook like that.
You steal the dagger.
It's time to make space, gentlemen.
Yes.
It is.
A challenger approaches.
Make space.
Come on in. Get cozy. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ben Moore!
Jones, I
Yeah,
hope
it's
you
fine.
scooch even
Yeah,
more
you
that
gotta
way.
scooch.
Oh, sorry.
As long
Do I
as you're
got
still
more
in the
space?
shot.
I'm nervous when I get to the end. Am I good? Am I
Ian,
still
give
in
us a
there?
thumbs
You
up.
got very much room, John.
I think even more still, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, go 6 inches to your left, John. There you go.
Let's scoot.
6 inches.
Just
Fine.
And since we have 20 minutes left, and I actually don't have like a ton of other games to talk about, I do. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Ian was going through the trailers of Left
Alive.
Alive. Thank you.
Like, what was it, like the spiritual successor to Front Mission, I think, or something like
it's
that?
Same universe even.
Same universe? Okay.
Yeah.
artist,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But a completely different genre.
We haven't seen like any gameplay of it, have we? I think we just saw that one trailer.
Yep.
Oh, this trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Definitely gonna see more of this.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of this.
I think raw, and I'll throw this at you, Ben.
Yeah.
I would love. We were talking a little bit before about just like raw gameplay. Like if we see the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Damiani wants a good, delicious chunk, no edits.
Right.
Just give me the source. Just hit record, hit stop, upload that, let me watch it. These are all gonna be montages. What do you think? Like even this, if we finally actually get to see gameplay of this, lots of quick cuts, lots of flashy titles.
The thing for something like Left Behind is we need to understand what it is, and so I could see kind of a well-edited, montagey sort of trailer. But Final Fantasy VII speaks for itself. Like, you could cut any part of that game and present it to us, and we would know what it is, and we would understand it, and just watching it in motion, I think, would be even more effective than cutting between a bunch of different things. So
We were saying just seeing like a materia attached to the Buster Sword with like, like
yeah, exactly.
like you could
exactly.
just
Wait, is this still it? This is more than the first
Oh,
trailer.
then we see. Okay, yeah.
Hey now.
Hey, that's
I think it's Left Behind and then Left Alive.
that was like kind of like Ghost of Tsushima. We're just like little
Yeah.
gameplay sizzle right at the
When
end
did
there.
they show that trailer? What event was that
Where did
from?
you get this?
Scoot in? Okay.
So give me some context. But this is like a spiritual successor to something. Does that speak to what potentially this could be?
Same universe as Front Mission.
Front Mission, right.
Yeah. That's it was a turn-based strategy game, like top-down. And as we can see, that is not
It's
at
quite
all
different
kind of
now,
what
yeah.
we're going to be playing here. So yeah, John, let's look forward to it, dude.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
I think mechs are
Sell me.
inherently cool. You see this thing, you see a robot suit, and you say, cool game.
But is this going to be kind of like a Earth Defense Force situation where it's like, oh, that looks fun and crazy, or
no
like
way.
they're gonna escalate it with drama, with
I
visuals,
think-
with the abilities of the
I think the
mechs?
production values are going to be more than you expect. I think the level of detail in the presentation of the story is going to be more than you expect. And that is all sitting on top of a nice, juicy mechs are inherently cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to
mechs
see
inherently cool, Damiani?
I want to see those flashes of gameplay again.
I think this game's gonna nail scope really well. Like they showed that shot of that soldier next to the mech. I think they'll nail like you being like when you see a mech, it's gonna feel like a huge threat in this world.
Yes, dude.
Look at that.
It's funny, the first shot they show the guy with the yellow jacket running forward looks a little low budge. Which is
Yeah,
funny.
they like that first shot, Kyle.
Yeah.
Like that shot scares me each time I see it come up. I'm like,
I think that's why John said Earth Defense Force, is you look at that one shot right there.
that one. But
Okay,
then
yeah.
it gets better. Like this
Yeah.
shot of it facing down the mech right here.
Yeah.
That looked a little better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and not necessarily Earth Defense Force in an image of like how good the textures are going to be,
Yeah.
but just this like I'm in a city, destructible environment, every building can collapse, and there's just targets all around me. Like
Yeah.
there's no way I can destroy them all. I just kind of have to do the best I can.
It's just when you say Earth Defense Force, I think of goofiness.
Yes.
And as far as maybe some jank, sure, I'll totally give that to you. But I think this is a game that will take itself seriously.
Sure.
In a way that Earth Defense Force doesn't.
It says that's coming 2018. No
Switch
way,
version,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
This is a Switch version we're seeing? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep. We were not
They
fooled.
got me. No, they got me this time.
So why do you say that, Kyle? Because we've heard so little. Like you don't think they could just drop November right now and like,
Right,
yeah,
like-
this is something you can get for the end of the year.
Like Kingdom Hearts is 2019 now, you know. So like this one's
Yeah.
2018. Okay, all right, we'll see.
I don't know. I can believe it.
Okay,
I can
I
see
think
it
I can believe
happening.
it too.
cool.
And that's the interesting thing, and kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier in this panel discussion, and a little bit earlier before we went live. I was chatting with Ian about it. That you really got to listen closely at this year's E3. But there are some next gen teases, like some people on Twitter pointing out, like Halo Infinite did not have a console associated with it. Cyberpunk is most likely not coming out this generation. If you look at that, like if that's in
Halo
engine,
Infinite not an Xbox One game, dude.
they did not list a console.
Yeah.
And this game looks very much current gen to me. So like I think this game, I don't know, I would not be surprised. I don't think this is something that they're going to push, further down the road.
Jones, the next game we have to, like, there's a game I could talk 15 minutes about.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That kind of ties into this thing that you just brought up, which is nice.
Okay. Does it have snow tornadoes?
It has perhaps the ability to have mutant abilities
Yep.
in which I could create a snow tornado.
Okay.
The Avengers.
Oh yeah, dude, we're getting there, man.
Let's skip straight to it.
Well,
Because here's the thing, that might be a next-gen game.
I know, dude.
That
Well,
might
here's the
be
thing.
that
If we do
ties
Avengers
in.
now, then we got to go from Avengers to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I just don't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like.
okay.
This is something.
But we're already there. I mean, let's do it.
Ian's got the B-roll playing.
Yeah, we're looking at Thor's hammer. Come on, let's talk Avengers. This is my dude at the desk fear. I'm terrified about this. That it's going to be somebody with an Iron Man statue on his desk and like, hi, I'm the producer of this Avengers game.
Yeah.
We're all working very hard. Here's some art, because this is not a model of anything that's happening in the game. This was just like I wouldn't be surprised if Square didn't even produce this trailer. They just kind of handed it off and
Marvel,
like,
can you make something for us?
I can't even tell. And I think one of the things that really strikes me about this trailer, we're going to watch it, it's very, very short, we're about to watch it like 20 times, is that Iron Man hand looks weird. That's a weird Iron Man hand.
Oh, it's just incomplete.
It's been beat up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if, do we think this is going to be just straight from the films? Is this going to be like a Robert Downey
no
Jr.
way.
sound?
I think it'll be
Said this is
standalone.
not part of.
I would super dig a standalone, especially right now. I think that would be bold. In this, like we're in between Infinity Wars. Like, it's such a crucial time for that universe for them to just strike out and be like, "Hey, look at this weird Thor." We're like, "Yeah,
So
let's
just,
do it."
Yeah, I think similar to Insomniac's Spider-Man, I think they've said they want basically their own Square Enix Avengers universe.
Wild.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm really excited about that.
And the hashtag at the end, reassemble. It's you gotta imagine.
very popular
has something to
hashtag.
do. Yeah. Well, Kyle.
Sorry for interrupting with a troll. Go ahead.
I think it might be something to do with like Avengers like disassembled or something. And clearly the imagery you're seeing, I mean, if you know about that, and then seeing what we're seeing on the screen here, it's clear this game is about like
Coming together once again.
getting wrecked. But it's a great, I think, they knew what was going on. They knew their Infinity War would be out by now, and this would like, this imagery would be like perfect now. You're seeing this like, wow, like, to an average person, they're like, wow, is this game like set after Infinity War? It's like,
I refuse to look into this. I refuse to extract anything from this CG.
Poor
won't do it.
Kyle's like, nope,
won't
there's
hear
no
it.
grand plan here.
Yeah, I just
You doubt the power of Marvel and planning ahead.
I do.
10-year vision.
and it all paid off.
Sticking to it.
Yeah. But John, sorry, to like, the reason why I wanted to talk about this at the moment is like, if they do say, hey, I'm sorry, it's still not ready, but it's next gen, I think they get a little more leeway.
Yeah. The next gen ticket.
Next gen card.
Yeah.
This
Just play your
is
next
E3
gen
to
card.
punch it in.
Yeah.
We'll punch this and blow your mind. A few years from now. Don't worry about it.
I would like the reassembling. I think that works potentially. If you, well, I think probably one of my biggest questions is this single player, multiplayer, both? Is this
It is definitely multiplayer.
because you're sure of that, or because they've said as much?
I think because of who they've been hiring and the things that they've been hinting at.
I think that's a logical assumption.
Oh yeah, wasn't the rumor this is gonna be like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance style game?
Yeah, I don't like that rumor though.
You know, like it. Okay. Why don't you like it?
Because the very same rumor says it's going to play like Uncharted.
Yeah, it's not gonna play like Uncharted.
It can't be both, Damiani. It just can't be both.
Huh?
So it just feels like someone
Okay,
throwing a lot
Kyle.
of things out there.
All right, Kyle.
All right. Maybe
see.
it could be both. Maybe it could like top down Uncharted. Like, what do you mean?
Because
Well, I think Ultimate Alliance just means like getting the group together and fighting through levels. Like I think it might just be shorthand for people trying to explain. I don't think it's literally going to be look like Ultimate Alliance. I think it's just like thematically, it's going to be about that like 4-player co-op or something like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Then good rumor. I believe it.
Great rumor.
Great rumor.
Because I think about co-op games. I think about co-op action games. And there's not many co-op action games where you can fly. Where you're like in a big environment and characters can fly around. And like Lego games, sure, but like those have locked angles. Like Divinity, Original Sin 2, you can be on opposite sides of the world. There's a very locked specific camera perspective. And so
You could change the camera a little bit.
yeah.
You can zoom in. You can get real close. You can get real far away. You can have a tactical view.
Oh yes. For sure. I don't mean to shortchange
That's
Divinity,
right.
but like I'm just. That's immediately where my brain goes when I think about Thor, when I think about Iron Man, when I think about, because those to me are the characters I almost never play as when I would play Ultimate Alliance, because I'm depressed now that I'm just like,
Nightcrawler, baby.
my hover ability is Iron Man, where and like it just, I wish I could just take off, and especially since I think about, if they want to sell Avengers, I think about that moment in the first Avengers film when they finally gather in the middle of on that street in New York, and they all just kind of assess like, all right, what's going on, what are we doing, and then they realize realize, okay, you go there, you go there, you go there. Let's all split up, and they all take off to completely other sides of the city. Like Iron Man grabs, hang on like a wasp, takes off.
And that's Hulk smash. That's that line, yeah.
So Hulk running up the building, like jumping to catch someone that's falling, like. I think if they're really trying to lean into the success of this franchise and how much in love with these characters people are right now, and like you can't do that. I'll be really bummed. My stock in this game will drop significantly.
There's a lot riding on this one.
There's a ton riding on this.
Yeah.
I think everything that I have on this list, I am the most curious and the most terrified about this Avengers game. What is the weird title going to be? What is it? Avengers Reassemble, maybe?
Yeah, who knows? Kyle, you said mutant powers. Do you think there's any chance X-Men stuff will appear in this?
No. Unfortunately not.
Why not?
They don't have the rights.
Because, like Ian said,
only if it's the movies.
But like I think Marvel is actually being very particular about which studio gets which rights. So even though Insomniac's making a Spider-Man game, I don't think that Iron Man can just pop in. I think they don't want it to. You know what I mean? I think that they want to make Iron Man a whole separate video game property, the way that Marvel's going right now. And so that would be my reason why, Damiani.
So you don't think Spider-Man will even show up in this one then?
Maybe. Spidey mixes with the Avengers. He'll do it sometimes.
I'll say no.
Will there be a tease at the end of the
also say
Spider-Man
no.
game that will that'll have a payoff in this game? Do you think they're gonna make a video game in the universe?
Oh, that was part of that rumor too, and I'm like, nah, dude, they're not doing
too
that.
much.
Yeah,
That's
no.
too much.
There'll be a Square Enix universe.
So only.
So
Square
maybe their
Enix
Guardians
universe.
game
Okay.
will tie in with this one. Guardians.
what now?
So that's just rumored again, Jones. Is that they're also the second game is going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy game. I could see the Square Enix having a consistent universe.
Okay.
But I don't see Insomniac having to play by Square Enix's rules, having to play by Activision's
That would be
rules.
so
I don't know,
insane
man,
if they
Disney
could
steps in.
getting multiple game studios to work together to keep like consistent like lore. Oh my
The
god!
Avengers.
Just like the
Avengers guy.
Oh,
If there's a sequel to this game, we're not getting that until 2024.
Are you not getting
That will
you're
be
not
next
getting that for
gen.
10 years.
Walking in.
So yeah, I'm nervous. Yes, Ben.
Brandon, I'm so sorry. Can I take like 1 minute? I was listening to the Dragon Quest conversation,
Yes.
and I was like getting not upset, but very excited.
We're just on Avengers now. I'm sorry, Ben.
Okay, I need to say something about
sorry.
Dragon. I need to say something about Dragon Quest.
I need
It's
a
driving me
Hawkeye
crazy.
input, or you're done. That's it.
I hope Thanos comes out. He snaps Hawkeye's neck. That's what I hope.
Great.
Okay. The Dragon Quest stuff. I really don't like it when people get out there and they're like, hey, this game is way too traditional. This game, it needs to make a case for itself. I don't think we live in that time anymore. Like if you go back and you watch early video game websites cover stuff, the times I would get most upset are when they would go, this game is really good, but I guess like some hardcore nerds are going to be into it, so whatever. I'm sick of apathy that isn't justified by anything. Why do we live in a world where people see turn-based combat, they see an RPG that is over 100 hours long with no DLC, no microtransactions, that gives you a huge world with a ton of side stuff to explore, and they're like, whatever, it's not good enough for me, wow me. Like, what? When did we get to a point where making a huge quality game isn't enough?
Brad,
I'm sick of you trying to look cool by having this edgy take that turn-based combat is out of date. That's
Man,
not a relevatory thing.
I picture you stuck in traffic.
I was just so mad. All we do is
I'd be mad if it's another story trailer though. I'd be mad if it's just the story. If that's how they're selling it.
I don't think the thing is though. My point about Dragon Quest XI is I think there's so much to show off.
Yeah.
I think there's so many things that you can do in this game. I think there's so much that you can see. I think there's so much to that world. If they show you bits of that, like this is a game. I don't think we live in a time right now where opinions are controlled by a few. I think a lot of people get to have opinions, and I think a lot of people want this kind of game, are excited about this kind of game, and I think they have a louder voice. And I think when this game comes out, much like Yakuza 0 and much like Nier, where a lot of people weren't paying that much attention, word of mouth is a big thing these days. And those people will get out there and be like, no, this is a super well-made game that you should play. And I think that matters, and I think that could totally happen with Dragon Quest XI.
I think it raises. Oh, sorry.
Do you know any details about the short old man with the claws?
He's gonna be he's a character that you can play as, and he's partners with that woman.
Okay, cool. Those are 2 permanent party members.
Yes.
Yeah, easily.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But
Those
that's
are
the
2
thing,
good
right?
party- I love
That's what
both
I'm
those
saying
guys, yeah.
is you look at them and you see
Yeah.
them in that trailer and you're like, those look like fun characters. I want them in my party.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a cool thing. I just get really frustrated when people like have vaguely read headlines about Dragon Quest and like, yeah, it hasn't really caught on here, so this one probably won't either. It's just this level of apathy that come out for these hot takes that really aren't justified, and I think once we're forced to actually play this game and take it at face value, I think those opinions are going to be a lot more nuanced and meaningful.
I mean, I obviously think it's going to be more popular than the other Dragon Quests, but I think that this is a good opportunity to even push it harder. Than
yeah,
they have
absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, of course, every game should try to make a strong case for itself, but I also think...
Like, if they show this same trailer again that we've seen a couple times,
Sure.
I think it'll be a mistake.
Like, we were really upset when they showed the Fallout 76 trailer again because it was like,
Yeah.
why are you taking this opportunity to do that? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying Dragon Quest is free from criticism or that it can't have a poor showing here. It totally can. What I'm arguing is just this... There's no need to be completely dismissive yet. Like, I
Sure.
don't think we're at that point in this game's life.
Well, I mean, with the quality of the previous games,
Right.
especially.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know
But-
if this is live. The stay tuned page is very serious.
I'm sorry for
looking.
hijacking that, Brandon. I just
What do they
was
start
like,
with Avengers?
Good hot take.
It's so
Yeah.
edgy. Look at that.
Thor just comes crashing through that glass.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Ben, I want you to talk about things that you're happy about. I want to bring you back. I want to get you in a good emotional state before we start.
Did we talk about
this
Yoko
press
Taro?
briefing.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about potentially a new Nier. Is that a big dream for you? What are our dreams?
Dreams
for the
time.
Square Enix
Okay.
press conference. I
Um,
love Ian threw Xenogears and Parasite Eve at me.
Xenogears, Parasite Eve.
there's
Yeah, I don't think-
Good dream.
there's many dreams. A new Final Fantasy Tactics would be a huge dream.
Ooh.
Seeing any Final Fantasy remake would be huge for me. A new Nier would be awesome. I don't know. The list just goes on, man. Parasite Eve would be great.
Wait, what was the first one that you said?
Tactics.
Yeah.
A new Tactics Ogre even. I would be
Yeah.
so into.
Tactics on Switch, man.
Yeah. A Tactics on Switch would be beautiful.
I'd love an extended look at what they're envisioning for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh gosh.
Even if it's 4 years out, I'd like
I would.
to look
I'd be
at them
totally
dream.
fine with the tease.
I'd love
An Elder
that,
Scrolls
yeah.
6 just glimpse, the
No,
winky.
no, no.
I would like.
I need more than Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay.
I need
You need
Kyle.
character. You need character.
I
Yeah.
heard something about 16.
Why did you
Yeah.
scoops, dummy?
Whisper
I
it
was
to
gonna
me.
get. You don't want me to say it?
Oh, say it out loud, yeah.
Yeah. So I heard one thing about Final Fantasy 16. I mean, this might seem obvious from everyone else, but I heard and was told that it is its early stages is a game as a service game with a custom. You'll create your own like character avatar,
Okay.
and apparently that is what they are starting with.
Okay.
You did not tell me that when we made that bet.
I didn't make
Did you
any
have
bets.
this knowledge before we made the bet?
Cloak
You
and
did.
dagger.
No,
did.
No, I did not have this knowledge before we
had insider knowledge.
No, I did not, Kyle.
Okay, all right,
No,
all right.
The integrity of the
Did
bets.
not,
Yeah,
did not
okay.
hear about that before that. No,
Okay.
did not.
All right.
That was,
But you're
but
saying
that's what I
you,
say. That doesn't, anyone
create your own character
what it-
and you play
That
the-
seems like a very educated guess
It
after
does.
Comrades.
Absolutely, yeah. So
yeah,
it's a
it's
cross between MMO
Comrades and-
yeah.
Yeah, like that's it honestly doesn't seem like outwardly doesn't seem anything
Sure.
special. This other one,
Oh, jeez.
I'm curious. I want to see if it's in this. I'm curious.
Okay.
How would you feel? How would you feel about a fantasy battle royale set in Ivalice? Kyle's out.
Actually, I'm way in.
Oh, you're way in.
It's impractical. I'm way in for that.
I mean, like it literally, if you separate, you
Yeah.
separate that sentence into two different sentences, blank, 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 in Ivalice, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Fantasy battle royale, blank, blank, I'm down for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
do
would.
it,
I
baby.
would love a swords and shields
I
and
have no
magic
idea.
and horses
And
battle
magic?
royale. And,
Yeah, man.
I think that'd be great.
I don't think anything like that should be in here. This wasn't something I read today. Or
we're
anything like
dreaming.
that. Yeah, but realistic dream.
Dream,
Like,
yeah.
or
Yeah.
sorry, not realistic dream, but what I want, my dream. Neither of those were my dreams.
Oh.
And I didn't, no, I don't want. I don't
Hogging
really
the
want that. I
time.
don't care about that.
Soaking it
No.
up.
Yeah, I want a Xenogears remake handled by Monolith Soft. And I want Square Enix and Nintendo and Monolith Soft working together on it to make it like an actual true remake. I don't think it would show up in this if it's. I think it would be a Nintendo.
Jones got a quick dream?
Final Fantasy 6 remake.
Okay. Ben, did you have a dream?
My dream is tactics, but
The journeys we will take,
like Final Fantasy 15, but
the demons we will face.
Whoa.
The heroes we will become.
Oh, what is his name?
Saw
Our
it, right? Saw
next
Dragon
chapter
Quest Sword.
is about
what's
to
his
begin.
name?
Yeah, this is an established voice
Welcome
actor, right?
to the Square Enix E3 Showcase 2018.
No, it's not Herbie Hancock. He does.
皆さんこんにちは。スクエアエニックスの松田です。
Stuffy.
スクエアエニックス E3 ショーケース2018をご視聴いただきありがとうございます。本日はスクエアエニックスが2018年度に発売を予定しているタイトルを中心にご紹介いたします。豪華ラインナップに加え、もちろん最新情報もお届けしますので、どうぞ最後まで
I think
ご
we
視聴
just
くだ
had a
さい。
focus Square Enix logo.
さあ、いよいよ始まります。一緒に楽しみましょう。
I love when
Wait, it's
subtitles.
happening.
I love when subtitles
There
have an
is a
exclamation point
moment
and the person
in
goes beyond.
everyone's life when we must make a choice.
If it's
the
Keith
world
David all
shape our
show, I'm very
destiny.
impressed.
Yeah.
Or fight to become who we're meant to be.
I feel like this art.
Yeah, it's
The
cool.
aesthetic they're going with. It's pretty
I agree.
nice.
Okay.
Will this finally be the Tomb Raider trailer that gets me excited?
It's gameplay, baby.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna level it!
There are no parachutes.
Snow tornado.
That would get me and Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd be all in on this game. I'd go pre-order it immediately.
Get ready to jump!
No fucking way.
Don't know we have to!
Are you out of your fucking mind, Lara?
We have no choice!
I'm not jumping out of this plane.
We didn't bet this.
I would be swearing a lot. in this situation.
Good point. Good point.
Come on!
But going up's gonna do a lot. Like,
Man, she does not do well in cockpits.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chaibson, game director at Eidos Montreal.
Do you
You've
think she
just
makes
seen
it?
The beginning of Shadow
No.
of the Tomb
that's
Raider.
it. Game
She
time.
died.
On
Yeah.
Lara's
Favorite.
defining moment as she
Buckle
races
up.
to stop a Maya apocalypse. Lara will have to confront a brutal jungle environment.
Interesting time
in
for
order to
concept art.
survive. And even though that she's more confident and more capable, she will still be outgunned and outnumbered by Trinity. She will have to use everything she learned from the jungle and use it in order to survive.
Yeah, use
We call this
screenshots.
becoming one
Right?
with the
Use
jungle.
gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look what this means for gameplay.
Okay.
There you go.
You guys come through here.
South team, Croft is on a vector towards your position. I say again, Croft is coming to you.
Nice, yes. Good to see a HUD, right?
Sure,
Oh.
and your entire team is next to you for deacon training. Rook out.
He's like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
He's like, I'm not gonna look behind me from where the thing came.
He killed his buddy?
He killed both of his buddies.
So that's our new power,
It's
huh?
like a berserk dart or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
Yeah,
just
it's
wounded that
Scarecrow.
guy. Got some XP.
Here, talk.
Good kill.
Sadistic now. She likes it.
So our Judges Week embargo is actually up on this game. So
I
we
was
can
gonna
talk
say,
about
Right at this moment?
it was, I think, went up yesterday.
I was gonna say,
And what you can see now, and what I can confidently tell you, is this game is very pretty. The jungles are very, very pretty. The detail we're in the jungle now, but like going into towns and civilization, just like lots of great characters, lots of great conversations you're hearing as you walk by.
Yep.
Definitely, each of these environments feels very alive.
It's a good use of jungle.
Okay. How the hell do I patch these together?
I like the moisture
Predator,
I'm
dude.
getting a lot on
Predator,
her, on the
yes.
ground.
I think a part of me will treat this like the Metal Gear Solid 3 quality.
Kappa team still has eyes on Jonah Maeda.
I'm always a sucker for people talking about how much ass I'm kicking, you know. It's like, Bill? Bill, you there? Bill? Where's Bill? I don't know, he was over there a
We're
second
getting
ago.
our ass
Like,
kicked over here. Yeah.
I could not get enough of that. I love it.
We're gonna get to a point where they can scan you into the game. They're gonna be like,
Whoa, Brandon, good kill, man.
I'll never stop playing that game, Ben.
Batman did that a lot, and it's actually
Yeah.
really cool to build that world.
and then they can scan Sophie in, and that's your D-Dog.
Right.
Yes. But she doesn't kill though.
I don't know.
Maltese's access code? 010353
EXP
Mike.
icon.
010353 Mike.
That's code.
Do you feel like we
Yeah,
have
it
it
is
now?
filling up more and more, actually. Okay.
That's a level up.
Because it seemed like it was halfway this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just slowly.
This place is empty.
Uh-oh.
Body here. Looks recent. Guards up.
Looks recent,
body
guys.
looks
The
recent.
body looks
That was
recent.
the guy you were just talking to. Right?
I think it was Fred, guys.
You, take point. Lead the way. Maybe there. Enemy spotted!
Double kill.
Oh yeah.
I'll never get tired of the enemy spotting line. Dang, I was kind of hoping another person came by and said that body looks recent.
See the gas can moves on.
Is there a third party they're shooting at? No.
That might be that generator noise.
Oh, sparking or something? Yeah.
Yes, time.
Who left that up there?
Clipping there.
Yes, time.
We hope that you like what you've just seen.
Nice cut.
So much
We
depth
hope you
to the
enjoy lighting
combat,
people on
we
fire.
cannot wait to show you more. There's new
Can't wait to show
traversal
us
techniques
more.
like rappelling.
Yeah, old
wall
screenshots.
running.
That
We
skull.
even have a full 360-degree
Ah, that's a new one, I
underwater
think.
swimming.
It's concept
which
art.
means
Oh, concept
full
art.
Yeah, I thought these were
underwater
stills for a
exploration
second,
and
but never
survival.
mind.
We have also one of the
We
biggest
got to
hubs
see that village.
ever created
That's
in any Tomb Raider game. Featuring
again, it's so
Gated
bizarre
City.
that they're not showing
Showing
it.
back
Like,
Of course, we
lots
have
of great,
tombs.
you know, the
We
kids
have
were
more
playing,
of
and
them,
you could tell
and
people
they're
were like,
deadlier than
you know,
ever before.
plying their
For
trade
now,
and living
we're
their
gonna
life
leave
in
you
this
with a
very
video
secluded,
that will
like
give you a
cut off from
taste
the world
of what to
civilization.
expect
I am
out of
grateful though that they're
Tomb
showing
Raider.
the open-ended
Lara Croft
stealth combat
Tomb
stuff
Raider
because I do
Justice
think that is the most interesting stuff in the game.
And I didn't. I was very. I did not think we were going to get uncut gameplay like that, and we did. We got really just raw.
And I thought it looked good.
Now finally gameplay. Ooh, look at that.
I'm glad they're leading off with this, like, to get it out of the way.
Sure.
They showed exactly what I wanted to see. Like a gameplay demo, HUD's up, there's somebody just playing this game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did that.
Oh, this. Oh, it's actually.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Ah.
Oh, Ian's counting.
Yep.
Show to.
All right.
But
Do you not believe you'll
My guess
become the
was
Tomb
12.
Raider?
I don't know if that was very
14
good.
from them.
That trailer?
The little sizzle at the end? What do you, what, I mean, what did you see?
I think we've seen that sizzle
We've
before.
seen that.
Oh,
Yeah, tell me
14.
one scene,
Okay.
pull one scene
She
out.
fell in the water.
Damiani said we're not going to see 14.
You were
Well,
wrong,
it's just an
Damiani.
image
New
stuff, that's
challenges
all.
and surprises await us.
I mean, they're playing its
Maybe
music.
just like a general
yeah. Well, you have the show, though.
Oh dear.
This is old.
Yes.
This is patch 4.3 trailer stuff, but okay. It's cool.
Obviously.
Showing ultimate weapon refrain. Showing
gonna-
off the new Evilies.
They're going to impress you soon.
Oh,
I know
actually
it.
recognize that building.
This
Yeah,
is
that's from
the
12.
current 24-person raid. The Ridorana Lighthouse.
I'm so glad you
People think
Yeah,
it's
this is great.
God of War tie-in?
Beast Mage might be the new job. Best boss. People don't know how to do math in this
Whoa,
game and
look at
fail.
you.
Friends will be hard pressed to contend with a foe for whom
up,
death
Evil?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's not in the game yet.
This game is beautiful.
Yeah.
That guy rules.
Love
Best
this.
boss again.
That's a good boss fight.
Where people don't know how to do
That's
that.
not in the game yet. That is.
Ooh, that guy looks cool.
Some of these shots are bad, but this is cool.
Yeah, Tiamat is the final boss of the 24-person raid.
Oh.
Yeah, patch 4.3. Okay, that's cool. I guess it got some E3 time. That's pretty cool. They care about 14.
You didn't know Orin's in the game.
That's not Orin. That's a samurai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh! We're back in, boys! Yes! This is new. Yes!
Crossover event with Monster Hunter World! Yeah! All right, I'm back in. Give me that as a mount. All right, here we go.
Also gonna cross over with every
Oh, yes. Yeah.
shit!
All right.
Crossover with every game.
Yo, resubbing today.
Oh, yes. All right.
Okay,
Yo, let me cook that
that's
meat.
some new stuff.
Give us some more
Play
volume,
now.
Let me cook that meat.
Good stuff.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Well. They got him.
You got him big
Damian.
time too.
I like the sun.
Oh, it's
Life is
yeah.
Strange.
The Captain Spirit.
Yeah.
So this is like a prequel
Oh, yeah,
to
right.
Life is Strange 2, apparently. Like it's a free-to-play epilogue. Sorry, prologue.
Prologue. They said that. They announced that.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And it's not free-to-play like free-to-play.
Will be
It's
the
just
same
like
trailer or new?
it's like a demo.
No, new so far.
Very smart.
Apparently, if we're paying close
Spirit is
attention,
ready for battle.
it will tell us what Life is Strange 2 is about.
Really?
Hi everyone, my name is Michel Cor.
Very clever.
And my name is Raoul Barbet. We are the two creative directors of Life is Strange at Dontnod Entertainment. As you may know, we have just revealed the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit. It's a brand new story in the Life is Strange universe. And this full experience will be available to download for free on the 26th of June. To us, Life is Strange is not a single town or set of characters. Captain Spirit is our way for introducing the players to the many stories we want to tell in this expanded universe. Captain Spirit is not Life is Strange 2,
That
but
Marvel
it will
money.
be your first steps into this world.
Franchise
The
it
game
out,
is
baby.
hiding many secrets and
Donut
even
is
some
on the
links
rise.
to the brand new story and characters of Season 2. So make sure you take all your time
So some
to
of it's
explore.
just this
We
one
cannot
thing.
wait for
We had like
you to
episode
experience
1
Chris's story.
talk
We
yesterday
hope
that there's
you
going to be
will
many
enjoy it.
Captain Spirits. It's like, this
Have
is
a
it.
great
This is
history,
it.
and from
Yeah.
all the
This is
Life
the
is Strange
bridge.
team at Dontnod, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
What a fun gift for E3. I
Yeah.
love it.
Very jolly.
Now I
jolly.
just need to make a cool costume for Captain Spirit.
Yeah.
The game looks cool too.
Reminds me of like Costume Plus.
Yeah.
games.
It's got heart. If they announce cross jump force with Captain Spirit, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see Square Enix and Capcom shake hands too much, huh?
No.
100% free. I like the
Here we go.
specified.
Is Keith David gone?
The power
There he is.
Keith David talking about Dragon Quest
There
11.
you
Let's
go.
go.
unveiled
More volume.
in our darkest hour.
Whoa, Red, whoa.
Let's hear it, baby.
He should be the narrator of the game. He really
Absolutely.
should. Pay up.
What if he just voiced every character?
It seems that grief and tragedy have followed you since
Story.
birth. Cruel fate's dark plan has stalked you to the corners of the earth. You've brushed with death 1,000 times, yet still you have your life. It is your fate to save this world. For this, you must survive. Bright luminary, let the light shine on the world again.
Oh, that theme.
Epic skill battle.
Fate hangs by a thread. We must fight fire with cold steel.
Yeah, I think this looks awesome.
That's what's his face's voice
You
from
can be
Season
cynical.
2.
The music, dude.
The music's great.
It was such a tonal shift.
Very Philip Sousa.
But I think they were going for a tonal shift. They were shifting the tone there at that moment for this.
Save our world.
Destiny beckons.
Nice.
I always get the tonal shift of like, will you save
Look
the
at these
world?
attacks.
And now they're like,
Come on,
you're gonna
Val,
save
these
the world.
Yeah, and you know that. That's what it is. You know you're gonna say it.
A lot of fire.
Look at
It's
that.
weird how much they're emphasizing the sword, really.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do not lose heart. Do not look back. until your time is through.
Rainbow Road.
Echoes of an elusive age.
Gold Luminary, we swear to protect you. While we live, none shall defeat you.
Yep. No lip sync.
We're all in this together.
Show us what you've got.
That's our guy.
Let's do this. Lead on, darling.
That's my guy.
That guy's never leaving my party.
Dagger guy?
No, the
Clown guy.
The showman.
Yeah.
Wait.
The performer.
The Clopen character.
Additions of light.
A seed of skills, dude. 15
Yo.
seed of skills.
Is that map blown to F and
Oh, wait.
What the what?
What the what?
What's happening? No, this is a transition. This is no. Wait, what?
Phone
Exodus.
crossover.
Okay.
They gave that the right amount
That was
of
quick.
time.
Yeah.
That was quick. Yeah.
4
You
seconds.
get 12
right, yeah.
seconds.
Huh?
That's right.
Nier?
Why do you say you just saw a box, dude?
Nier doesn't have
The black
squares
text,
down
never mind.
Okay.
Like the words from the first one.
Oh, Octopath?
Pacing shift there.
What's going on?
Breath of the Goddess.
Timeline episode's already done.
Yeah.
Punishment. You have sinned.
This reality has had like 4 apocalypses. What is this game? Is this Fire Emblem?
What is this?
Maybe it's new.
Deep down.
No.
They took it. They're like, we'll finish this for you.
Care pack.
Whoa.
Place 3.
Whoa!
New stuff.
Cool. Yeah. In Babylon. What a weird way to introduce
Platinum.
it.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You boys.
Keeping that relationship
busy.
going.
Okay.
Interest heightened. Cool. Yeah, what is like with the timeline? Like, what a strange way to introduce. Here's what our story's about. Babylon's Fall.
I'll be honest, I was expecting like a big payoff that was going to embarrass all of us, like we didn't know about the series.
Yeah, man, that platinum drop is like perfect seasoning for anything.
Discovers a new home.
He's so good, dude. What a voice.
Same trailer.
We will take back our world from the scourge of the machine.
So far, yes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them making
Yeah, 2 trailers for every minute.
No, I think the other one said enhanced for Xbox. The first thing.
They read about it being a damn good game.
Yeah. Doesn't sound bad.
Glory to mankind.
This pause right here.
Yeah, that was kind of. That was a slump.
That's what I came for.
And whoever you meet
This is
along the way,
Octopath, probably.
Yeah, it is.
the adventure will be one to remember.
This stuff is nice. I really like the
Nice map.
interstitials.
Good map.
Yeah.
8 brave souls.
Art book now, please.
Scholar.
They'll sell it to you, Ben.
Oh, I know.
Dancer.
I'll be buying.
Apothecary. Thief. Hunter. Step into their shoes and explore the realm of Orstera as you see fit.
I love the boss fights, dude. These giant guys.
Octopath Traveler.
So
Just the right amount of time I thought I'd get.
Oh, it's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like a reminder trailer.
Middle of July, big
little
tall glass of
refresher.
lemonade, Octopath Traveler. Let's go.
Here you go,
Snow
Joe.
tornado?
Snow tornado.
Airships. I want airships.
Tornado.
better song selection at least here.
Got some wub-wubs.
Yeah, I do. I think it's better fit for the...
Yeah, the tone was very strange of the other one.
Welcome to Just Cause 4 and the return of Rico Rodriguez, a rogue agent on a mission.
I wonder if it never goes away,
Jones.
Jones.
Everyone he knows.
Permanent tornado, dude.
Rico has arrived in the fictional South American country of Solis, the largest and most breathtaking world we've ever created. Every journey into Solis will uncover history, secrets, and danger. Never before has a Just Cause game offered greater variety, rich in all forms of life. At first glance, Solis is a beautiful location.
Okay, cool.
Scratch the surface, and you will uncover oppression, fear, and violence, all enforced by Gabriella, the leader of the private militia organization, the Black Hand. Just Cause 4 takes destruction and physics simulation to a whole new level with the introduction of extreme weather. Experience towering tornadoes that can tear trees from the ground and level bridges to sticks. Awesome forked lightning, unpredictable and deadly sandstorms, and roaring blizzards.
Blizzards, okay.
Maybe you can mix them.
Guys, we were going to live stream this game. I'm going to try and make a snow tornado.
As well as creating fun opportunities for creative sandbox gameplay. Our vehicles have been totally overhauled with new additions that offer extra gameplay opportunities. Bulldozers, car transporters, cranes, and even wrecking balls are all fun in our world. We have
I'm
new
way cool with
handling
this.
on
Someone
bikes
just
and cars,
introducing
as well as
each
exotic
element.
vehicles
Yes.
like jet
VO,
skis,
just fine. It's fine.
microjets.
Just go through it.
I feel like I'm going to
Rico's
spend the
grapple
majority
is
of my
now
time on
fully
that.
customizable and has been overhauled to make it more intuitive for newcomers, while offering
Yes.
greater depth for a more experienced player. The grapple now has more tethers than ever before, and the
More
ability
tethers.
to deploy booster rockets in the all-new airlifters, making the grapple
Yes!
incredibly powerful.
All right.
Meanwhile, a new story glues together our free-form, go-anywhere, do-anything gameplay that Just Cause is so famous for. And the
It's important
stakes for
to put that both in
Rico
the same
have never
sentence.
been higher. Combat in Just Cause 4 is better than ever. Enemies now present a far more intelligent threat to Rico. Each archetype comes with unique abilities, AI designed to keep the player on their toes. Solis is a deeply advanced systemic world, and everything you've seen, from the incredible physicalized destruction to unparalleled draw distance, is powered by the brand new, best-in-class, open-world Apex engine.
Apex. Wow, this is a ton of footage, man. That was I am satisfied.
Welcome to Just Cause 4.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it kind of makes me
They
feel
hustled this game out.
Yeah. December 4th, man. I kind of feel like they were just trying to show off last night in the Xbox press conference, you know? Like they were trying to make a cooler kind of trailer where I just loved that demonstration of this one.
That's the kind of follow-up I wish Battlefield 5
was Left Alive?
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Just showing tons of new elements and just showing gameplay. Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Huber approved.
Wow, that looks pretty good.
Adventures?
I
don't see the tower.
That's
Whoa.
These
This
graphics
is
are
Kingdom
so
Hearts?
good.
It's just a TV show.
Is that you, Brad?
oh, it's just live action.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard to tell with the light blaster render.
Oh,
Seriously.
sorry.
What?
He's gonna beat you up, dude.
Can't hear.
Speak the universal language of
What
physics.
if this is a Long Con Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer?
You look far.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
You
Donald
look
Goofy
fun.
jump out.
In game?
No, it's still in action. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I
it
think
looks
Ben
like a
called
game
it.
now.
Yeah.
Why start with live action?
FMV cutscenes. Whoa,
The
dude.
quietest
What?
Harden.
Yeah,
Hardest
that
game.
seems kind of.
I'm getting indie vibes though.
Yeah, I think it's FMV cutscenes.
The Bouncer 2, man. Let's go.
More to come.
Wow.
Come and
Bouncer
August.
2.
We need a studio
The
on
bouncer
that.
too.
The quiet.
Here we go, baby.
Let's go.
Boy, that Brad smile when Kingdom Hearts shows up is so good. It's so good.
And for every
chains
door,
to show me like
and hearing him talk
show me
about it,
claws, lightsaber.
all you have to do is wield it.
Uh-oh.
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 Same beginning. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Don't do this!
Uh-oh. Hopefully it'll show more after.
Don't do this!
Some pubs just don't care, man.
I think
they
it's
just
slightly,
don't care.
It's slightly different.
A walking,
I don't
talking
think so.
snowman. You really are
This is
alive.
beat for beat the trailer.
Yeah, it is.
No, the other one
Olaf,
started.
are these your friends?
No, never met him.
Yeah, he
Don't know
didn't-
anyone
didn't say the
green
island
or
thing.
who's oddly spiky.
Look out!
I mean, these are all in it, but sound effects.
That's amazing. You can control ice.
Control it? No, all I ever do is hurt people.
I do like this music better. By the way, it runs poorly there.
Give me strength.
When they're sliding on that shield, it's buckling.
Oh yeah, it'll chug.
Who's gonna chug?
Oh, that's new.
What if
There we go.
Back in.
One new shot.
One shot.
One new shot. What's one new shot?
Hey, it reveals
trailers,
Ratatouille
one
though.
shot
That's big.
If before you get to the snowboarding section on the shield, if Goofy just like grabs Sora and he goes, Sora, this part's gonna run poorly, okay? I'd be way okay with
Still,
it.
Sora, that
Oh, this is
doesn't
new.
mean you should change. Accept the power you're given. Find the hearts joined to yours.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
Sound effects again.
Isn't that the town from the beginning of 2?
Yeah.
Twilight Town.
Hark!
Rumble, sound effects.
Rumble.
Look out, Ham!
It's so weird with the breathing and no sound effects.
So what will Elsa accept? Light or darkness? I know I want to know.
Roxas does exist. His heart's inside my heart.
In that case, by
my
all
favorite line.
means, nothing would please us more than Roxas's return, of course.
And Roxas?
Yes. For the virtual world to become.
I never wanted to see that boy again.
That's his face is
Roxas's full data in the
research
construction.
lab. Wait, was he holding a card from Chain of Memories? Not Chain of Memories.
This Keyblade.
Is that?
Mickey,
It's too late.
you're too late.
Romance. There was romance there.
Axel, bro.
Axel.
We've seen the
Axel
sketch.
and Kyrie.
We've seen the sketch.
Last
Just like
shot.
show full Kyrie.
That's still such a good trailer. I'm so pumped for that game.
No S words.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
We're
the
over.
end?
Wait, they say wait for the end.
Yeah, Avengers.
Wait for the very end, yeah.
No. Bob is a remake, baby.
That'd be a song,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
All I have is this moment.
I'm totally prepared for it to end after this montage.
Me too.
I'm ready for
I'm
it.
ready.
Yeah,
It's
he's like,
over to
stay
me.
to the end to
So
watch
wait
your
till
nice
the very end
montage.
with an exclamation point.
Okay. All right, Jones.
Thanks
Like-
for joining the Square Enix E3 Showcase 2018.
Come on, baby.
That's it. Stick around for
Make
the
sure to
thank
stick
you.
around for the thank you.
That's it.
Just
Jones.
watching these
Stay to the end for the legal.
things pop up. So
Oh, man.
So strange.
Disappointing.
It's gonna be the shortest press conference of the show. Be sure to wait till the end. Like, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, why would they do that? Why would you say that at the beginning?
It was less than a half hour. What was 29 minutes?
29 minutes. Oof.
They gotta learn. how to watch
Yeah,
this
I don't think
thing.
we're seeing Avengers at E3.
No.
Next gen.
Yeah. Now it's not even like next year, dude.
Still Sony.
Oh,
Don't
for
give up.
sure, for sure. We still got to talk about this press conference.
No, I'm saying Avengers.
Oh, Avengers. Yeah,
Sony.
That'd be cool.
Okay, I just want to call back to your 7.5 from Xbox.
Yeah.
When Xbox was over, Ben had 4 full pages of notes for us to discuss.
Yeah.
I got 1. I barely filled 1.
Yeah. You're being generous too with that space.
What was new?
We got some new. Just Cause 4 was my personal favorite,
Okay,
and we got some new games.
Yeah,
Babylon's Fall
Yeah.
and the Quiet Man. Let's talk about those.
Okay.
So Babylon's Fall was this super lore-heavy timeline going back through this world and talking about all the conflicts, ending with a guy with this like powerful blue essence around him, swinging his sword at someone. That guy uses like red light tendrils to grab the sword that he's swinging with and then swing back around. So that's fascinating.
That's going to be
kind
a
of
very
having like
good
a
game.
Doc Ock, you know, with like a symbiote, kind of like.
And what's so funny is when you talk about light tendrils wrapping around a weapon, if you were to describe like just any random game with any random developer, I'd be like, oh, okay, I hope that works out. When you're like, yeah, Platinum Games is making this huge armor you can wrap light tendrils around a sword and whip it around. I'm like, oh, great, yeah, that'll probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to introduce it? Like we were talking about the lore elements were a little strange, like knowing nothing about the world. Should they have started with Platinum at the beginning?
No.
No? Okay.
I think that's they know the weight of it at the end.
Yeah.
I think they liked us not knowing. I think they liked having the control of us seeing their lore first before anything. You know what I mean? Like that hadn't leaked. It wasn't even like hinted at. Maybe Platinum said we want to do some fantasy stuff, but like, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting way to set up your world. But to me, it didn't have an impact. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the game is. I don't know, man. Yeah. And so it's weird. It's like absolutely it will be good. I'm guaranteed that's gonna be a good game. Just like with the art associated and the developers associated with it. But I wonder if it's a good trailer. I'm not sure.
Kyle, we live in this age where everybody's gonna pick apart this trailer and they're gonna have every single blurb written out and they'll have summaries of it and it's like, hey, here's what this world is about.
Yeah.
We kind of, I think a lot of people build trailers knowing that people are going to pick them apart. Do you think that the after show analysis will be kind? Do you think it will make the world more interesting? Do you think it will like make your opinion of this trailer a little bit more favorable?
It's really funny, Ben. Yeah, because I think they're in a position where they can do that. You know what I mean? If we started our own indie studio and had a trailer with a bunch of words that you can't read because they move by too fast, nobody would care.
Right.
But because of who's associated with this, you're right. They will pick it apart, and maybe they're aware of that. Maybe it's just the era we live in. I get multiplayer vibes by the 4 characters at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff to pick apart. There's stuff to pick apart.
And it is interesting showing this, all these huge wars on this global scale and then just 2 warriors together.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm imagining the big conflicts, seeing big battles, but interesting that they really just focus on. I wonder if that is a focus for Platinum to like we really want to focus on not just you cutting through tons of people, but like really focusing on like one target to another target to another target, almost like in a For Honor way, just that 1v1 tension. And it's interesting seeing red v blue and red wins. Red is usually kind of associated with the bad guy. It's interesting seeing this kind of like knight filled with blue goo get his sword stolen and sliced in half.
I do think, looking at the history of Platinum Games,
Hold on, that point is too bizarre.
Yeah, where's the goo, man?
Like the blue guy is bad, and that makes this game interesting.
I think it's interesting that like the last frame you end on is this evil-looking mask with these red, and that's carnage vibes behind him, and he's like,
that's
like,
us.
whoa, I wasn't expecting him to.
Okay, Jones, I get that actually.
His mask is really interesting too. There's like a mouth that's opened up, like in his eye slit.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Sorry, Ben, what were you saying?
If you look at the history of Platinum Games, the ones where we've been the least receptive to them are when they're working in somebody else's world, with somebody else's story, with somebody else's characters. Anytime they're allowed to create their own space and their own world, it's usually pretty interesting and pretty successful and pretty exciting. And so I think that's really cool, Platinum making a new thing.
Yeah, Ben, I think that might be the point of all the lore, is that they're saying, hey, this is
us.
Yeah, but like this is not a single game. This is not just like, we're not just going to make this game and move on. Like we're doing a whole new franchise here.
Interesting, you see this giant warrior who's not only with the color difference, but like standing much taller than the other one. You know, like he's very much doing your classic paladin charge, and this other guy's a little lower, a little sneakier. Does the slash on him? We focus on all of these. Yeah, this discovery of this magic. This is interesting, actually, going back through and
does this do slow-mo? It's not clear to me whether he like rips off the guy's arm and hits him with it. Is that what happens?
I think he just grabs the sword, but I don't know. Airships? I mean, you had me at airships.
Yeah, the airships are really interesting, huh?
You know, kind of cleaving him, and then we see the logo, and there's a slice in the logo too, and the actual words "Babylon's Fall," and just the name "Babylon's Fall." It's interesting. There's just a lot of drama associated with this. Yeah, and there's you're not getting a red v blue vibe. I'm definitely. Or there's just two, like one's fire and one's ice. Like I don't know. I'm kind of getting those from maybe like. Did I watch too much G.I. Joe back in the day? Like,
yeah, it's just like, it's funny, Jones, like when I look at something like that, I don't look for associations, but you're right, like the colors probably indicate things beyond what I'm taking for face value.
Boy, I know we're kind of hung up on this being a multiplayer game potentially, but if they're really building out this world, I hope it's not. Like, let me just run around and explore it and and ride on an airship, please.
Maybe like Dragon's Dogma with your pawns and stuff for the other party members.
I swear his arm gets ripped off.
See, watching this again, I don't get necessarily a sense that these are two equal competitors. I get more of a David and Goliath kind of thing, where this is a boss fight.
And he's beating us down.
Yeah, he's beating us down, and the way that we can kind of, get a more even advantage in this David-Goliath fight is by taking their weapon, and maybe that will be a big mechanic, is that you, in order to defeat these things that are so much more powerful than you, you have to take what they're using. That's what I want to believe.
Yeah. Interesting new thing.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of interesting new things, I mean, Damiani, did you think we were going to get 2 new game reveals that were kind of teased, but we don't really know a whole lot. We just kind of have to speculate now. Were you expecting that?
Not the 2 games that were revealed. I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Yeah, Damiani promised Evil East Battle Royale. He promised it.
I thought that was like, this was what this was going towards for a second. I was like, oh gosh, is it really real? I was like, no, please don't be real.
I thought this was Avengers.
I was talking about the previous
This
thing,
is Max Cheese right
Oh
here.
yeah, when it showed New York skyline, I was like, oh yeah, we're getting Avengers now, Stark Tower. And it was like, no, you're not.
This didn't work for me at all.
Oh,
This is the presentation for this was just strange.
Wait, I want to know Huber's thoughts on this.
Oh,
I'm super into it.
Yeah, I knew it, dude. This is such a Huber joint.
This is like Brad. You know me, Huber joint. Just some dude in an alleyway beating up some thugs, but with the twist that he's deaf. So I really want to know how that gameplay mechanic fits into the game. Silence rings. What? Silence rings loudest. So I wonder how that's going to play into the game. And the combat looks rad. He beats the hell out of those guys.
Yeah, just play those 3 scenes again.
Has no sound. Yeah, or just music, or who knows?
And then he puts his lunch on the guy's face.
Mm-hmm. And it's something brand new. New IP is always exciting. So
if the whole game, if the point of it is you run into people and Yakuza style, they start trash talking you, and the entire point, the reason this game was made, is so you can cut them off with a silent superpower and then beat them up, that I could be into.
Yeah, very intrigued.
I'm getting some Leon Kennedy, Brad Ellis.
I thought Leon Kennedy too. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely does beat him up, Huber, but he
definitely beats him up.
That's it, he just kind of knocks a couple of guys down.
It's
and,
just a tease.
He's going here purposefully, right?
Yeah, it's not his lunch in the bag.
Yeah, he's walking over and he's seeking it out. So it's like, why?
And if it's a beat 'em up, yes, not enough beat 'em ups in 2018. Let's go.
Huber, I think it's probably on the Life is Strange budget. I bet it's just the same amount of money spent on this game.
Cool, yeah.
I think that's what to expect from it.
I think about beat 'em ups from the golden age, and they're shorter games, and I always think in my brain can those games exist today? Like a 2-hour game, is that still a thing? So,
I legit wouldn't be surprised if it's FMV cutscenes. That's FMV is having a resurgence right now.
We go back to FMV at the end, and the guy blinks his closed eyes when the bag hits his face.
It's bad actor, right?
It's FMV.
It's hard not to blink.
It's part of the charm.
The finger wag.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And they both menacingly slowly creep up on him. Yeah, I love new IP. I'm certainly not going to. I hear you on the beat 'em up thing. You know, I think this could fill an interesting niche in the industry, and I'm not going to, you know, snub my nose at anybody who's into this. I think this is ridiculous.
Ridiculous in a good way,
This is a
though.
really goofy trailer.
Yes.
Yeah. For the right when it started off, it was like, is this the '90s? Like, what is happening? But just watch the blink. Watch for it. Watch his like eyes quiver when he puts the bag on his head. Oh, look at that.
Only Jones would catch that.
So funny.
That was like the 11th take. They were just like, nope, we gotta go with
This is
this.
the best one, man.
You
It's the
could-
best take we got.
You could fix that in post, not too hard.
You
either.
could, yeah. Interesting to get the setting too. Interesting to have a Square Enix game announced in New York City. So we know where it's going to take place. Like,
Is it Parasite Eve, New York?
I would have had to drop the score in this trailer substantially if it would just started in the alley.
Don't even bring that up.
They were just like, oh, some say don't bring up what? Sorry.
Don't bring up Parasite Eve.
Fourth
Was it
birthday.
Parasite Eve, New York? Is that crazy?
I think it was New York.
Yeah.
But
Parasite Eve.
don't associate it with this, please.
Yeah, okay.
And another little detail that I like, if we're going to watch this, we have an hour and 20 minutes to talk about this 39-minute press conference.
I refuse. We'll find something else to talk about.
On the little Batman backhand with the second guy, there's like a pulse that comes off of his head. So he does, not this guy, you can't really see it, but when he like whap, like whacks this guy, boom, wait, coming up. That ring, there's like a little bit of a impact something. And so I wonder if, another thing, not only FMV is very popular, but like, there are VR games, there are kind of like adventure-esque games, a lot of games exploring with the concept of being blind, being deaf, having disabilities, and then how you perceive the world differently as you're going through. So I wonder if, you know, in Last of Us, we have him listening through walls and seeing people at great distances. It'd be interesting if you could kind of like sense vibrations or sense, or you know, smell certain things, like pick up your different senses and then use those. I know this is very upfront. He just kind of like waltzes right into this alley, but I wonder if stealth is going to come into play. Yeah.
It's not presented.
It's not a finger wag. It's like a wrist wag. It's
Maybe it just means he can't
I know that
speak Spanish. Maybe
the
he
short
just doesn't speak
gameplay
Spanish.
part isn't presented as it, but do you think maybe this is a straight up all VR game? It's a Steam and PS4, PSVR, and it's like
Yes.
it's silent. Like
I
it's a
think that is the
silent
theory.
PSVR game.
that makes this totally make sense.
Whoa.
I know
I never
they're
heard it all, but
throwing you
interesting.
off with this part right here. Like
Because
there's like
to me, it didn't make sense Xbox was discluded until that point. Yeah, Damiani, that's a really good theory, dude.
what if it's about like being like death in a VR game?
Yeah.
And,
I like that
navigating
theory a
the
lot.
world like that way.
Excluded, excuse me. Yeah. I like that theory very much.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another game that was PS4 and Steam though?
Dragon Quest,
Yes.
but we know that's not
Sure,
going to be
got
VR.
you. Yep.
Or is this like more to come? Like there's clearly some kind of hook, to this game.
In
that
August.
see it.
Yep. I think that's a really good theory, Damiani. I like it.
Let's go with it. VR.
Let's go with it.
Ian's already got it loaded. Let's go to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Let's kick it off right at the beginning of the press conference and go through all of the various things that we announced.
This gave me unrealistic expectations for the rest of the press conference.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
the only gameplay thing we saw.
Like a really nice look
Yeah.
at the game and how it actually plays.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm with you.
But yeah, this is kind of what we wanted. Like, I think the jungle, man, especially like him shooting dudes and scaring guys that are in a little clearing of trees. It's like that was the very first thing we saw from Tomb Raider. So, brutal going right from that the cockpit shot. I thought that was fascinating. And then straight to the guy.
I think those are poorly
Talking.
directed. I honestly do. There's a shot of like the ceiling getting ripped apart we stay on it for like 3 extra seconds.
Yeah, longer than that, I think.
Yeah, like
like, is he gonna call her attention to that, or is that she gonna try to fix it and then get pulled out of the plane?
And in some ways where I just think that like the tech isn't there yet. I love to hear characters shout in a plane. Their mouths don't move like they're shouting. Their mouths are like, Lara!
Yeah.
Come! And it's just puppet mouth while they're screaming at each other. It's still like, rah, rah, rah. It's just, that cutscene was bad. That was a bad cutscene. You didn't feel that tension. You didn't, I know he's gonna survive. It's just like, it didn't, yeah. This stuff's great though.
It is great. And maybe this is totally me just being whiny, but like, man, she's just gonna murder people. It's like that is the game.
You have to
It's
get over
like
that. She's
every
gonna do
single
that.
time
Yep.
we check in with anybody talking about anything associated with this game, they're like, dude, you're gonna stab people in the neck so hard. Watch me stab this guy in the neck, and then his friend doesn't have time to respond, so I stab him in the neck after that too. It's not a matter of like, violence in games. It's just one note. It's just like going back to the jungle again, going back to stealth
I don't think that's
kills.
how they see it though, because that every time they presented this game, they're not like, hey, we're re-envisioning Lara, sorry. They're like, this is the end of a trilogy. The reason why we're showing all this violence is this is the point that she's gotten to.
Yes.
It's not like, I really don't think, like, yes, they're saying that she'll have some internal conflict, but they're also heavily emphasizing, like, no, like, she's not going to hesitate or struggle as much with just straight up murdering people. We're setting you up for this. Like, it's going to be more brutal. And so, like, yes, it's one note, but it's a note that we've kind of traveled to, I think. And so I think it's more justified.
Do we know the setting for this game? Did she choose to go back into it, or is she still stuck out
No,
there?
she's finishing the fight against Trinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So now
also
it's
kind
like
of undoing wrongs that she has done
yeah,
in the beginning of the game. And they've alluded to that in trailers that she made a mistake, caused this, this kind of thing to move forward. And so there is the question, and as I said, the embargo is now up on what we can talk about when we went to this event at Judges Week. And I think that's one of the things that surprises me. I don't know if disappointed might be too strong of a word, but that we saw so much of Tomb Raider, saw a lot of different elements, saw her just walking around and talking to people, picking up quests, her going through a tiny tomb, her going through a big tomb. We saw the entire event, you guys actually checked that out before we got to, the entire event that leads up to the big, tsunami that comes through and just wipes out that town in their little Dia de los Muertos celebration.
How long was
the
it?
aftermath of that.
How long was that presentation to press?
That demo was about 20 minutes. It was a big, chunky gameplay demo.
Her
Her seeing that sword, when she comes in and sees that sword, and the bad guy that's yelling at her, all of that's a part of it.
They had tens of thousands of viewers. Who would have watched for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm furious that they showed stuff to the press that we still haven't seen, Jones.
I'm surprised.
I also really want to emphasize the town stuff, because more than anything with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the town stuff that we saw was the most unique. Like, I had not seen it in Rise or 2015.
And why haven't they shown that
And
yet?
she's not wearing, like in this, she's got her like battle armor on,
Yeah.
she's got her survival jungle gear, big boots, wet pants, tight shirt. And then like the one where we saw her walk around the village, she had sandals, she had like this thing she just clearly like got from someone who made it theirs. Like,
And you're
trying
going
to
and you're
assimilate a
having
little more. I think her
conversations
hair
with
was
these
even
people.
different.
Yep.
And it was like very playful, kind of akin to I have not played through the sequence, but I've heard of the soccer match in Uncharted, where you get a chance to just kind of take a breather and like sit back, enjoy this slice of life, really get a sense of what the people are like who live here. And not only did they show that off at the pre-E3 event, but they talked about that in the presentation. They went up specifically, said like we did, even though this village you're seeing is fictitious, this does not exist, because we don't want people like looking for some place that isn't real, but there are still places potentially like this in the world where there are lost civilizations that are cut off from the world that don't need, internet access, like they're doing just fine. So it's like fascinating for her to find one of these things and try to like assimilate to that culture and be able to communicate with them. And they mentioned there's not only one language that they speak, and so you're hearing conversations in different languages, bartering with tradespeople to get items, and none of that. Just back to the just get the guy in the shoulder with the rope and drag him up to the tree.
I can see why you'd be disappointed then, Jones. That actually makes sense to me.
I just want to give a shout out to the stealth of this game.
It's great.
Because I love Uncharted. That is well documented. Uncharted 4 has some stealth, and I thought it was really good. But just from this vertical slice of this game, the stealth mechanics look so good and so fun. The way she puts mud on her, the way she just holds the knife when she's like walking forward, the way she used the rope to pull that guy up. The stealth aspect of this game just has me pumped. Ready to hunt.
But do you think, like, if they keep hitting that stealth note, Huber, do you think you'll get just give me this game, I'm ready? I don't necessarily need to see more advertisements like that.
Yeah, like Ben was saying, I really want to see that city stuff.
Because this game is coming out before PSX. I do not expect to see a lot from this at TGS. Like, what other opportunities beyond your random trailer here and there does Square Enix have to really grab people's attention?
I agree that seeing that city stuff would have been nice, because it's the most interesting stuff that I've seen. But They haven't really had a stealth trailer like this yet, and so I don't think we're at a point where it's like, oh man, we've seen way too much of this.
Yes.
It's like seeing this was really kind of nice.
Sure.
It's just in addition to this.
They will never have a bigger audience than they had today.
That's the thing. It's like I'm not speculating about other stuff that they can show. I've seen it, and it was great.
Right.
And one thing that I actually dug. I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
I just think they'll have a way bigger audience if they show that stuff at Sony.
Sure, true.
Okay, yeah, potentially. And one thing that I really liked, that I think was probably one of my favorite elements that we got from that pre-E3 judges event, is I dig this villain. He's not very like, haha, Lara, and he kind of does the classic Raiders move where like she gets the sword out of the temple, that causes all hell to break loose. He sneaks in and is like, yoink, thank you. Like, I'm actually going to take this and do good with it. Like, I know you want to stop this apocalypse from happening. I don't think it's an apocalypse. I think it's something else, actually. Like, I think we're going to be able to take, get power from these things and from these rituals and from, this these events that are taking place. And I want to use that to do good and not just like, I take power and rule the world. Like, there's things I want to solve. And I've built this organization to do it. I'm not just like running around with my friends, and grabbing items and going into tombs having no idea what's going to be in there. I've done my research, I know way more about this than you do.
What does it do exactly? What is the power?
I just think the power to change, just to basically be Thanos, the power just to like...
The dagger gives you Thanos power?
The dagger is a piece, the dagger is one piece of many things that you have to collect to then you put all those elements together and then you get the power to forge a new world.
So,
when Lara takes the dagger, a huge flood comes and basically wipes out the city that she was just in, walking around seeing a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to deal with oh my god, my wanting, my curiosity, my desire to know more caused me to kill all these people, and I have to actually watch them drown as I'm trying to escape. And so that's how they set up the very beginning.
That's truly interesting.
And your friend who's on the plane, you bump into him later, and she's like, okay, I know what we got to do. We got to get on the plane and go. And he's like, I'm helping people. We need to help some people here that I'm stoked you survived because you're capable, but a lot of people aren't as capable of you and are now lying face down in the water, and let's fish these bodies out and give them a proper burial and then move on.
I love that.
And Lara's like, no, we don't have time. And
I need
so
my dad revenge.
That divide I think is really interesting, and instead we get this scene in the plane where it's like, you're a reckless pilot. It just is. I'm surprised, especially with him talking. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. He's going to show off a lot of different elements,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like we did in Just Cause 4. I thought that was actually a very good way to demonstrate that. But So it's frustrating because it's like, I think a game that really needs to show its uniqueness. I think a franchise that really needs to kind of turn things around if they really want the sales that I think this game deserves, and they just keep, to me, ringing the same bell every time. But as we mentioned before, and I feel the same way now that we're done with the whole thing, smart to kick off the press conference with it. To introduce, Keith David can sell me anything, and just having those custom graphics transitioning between that stuff, I dig.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice presentation, I think.
Oh, for sure.
It's flowed really well, and we never really hung on any one thing for too long. I thought when we talked about Babylon's Fall and Quiet Man, I thought those were spaced out very well. New stuff, revisiting old stuff.
Like Kyle said, if most of, or if every game could have had a quick walkthrough like this of a key part of their game, I would have been way more into the whole thing, I think.
Yeah. Again, that captive audience, Jones. That's the thing. Is you have people who care. You don't have to entertain us as much as you think you do. It's not. You're not on Spike anymore. You can just show us your game, and we're gonna watch it.
What a dick. You're the beginning of the day too. You're the first press conference of the day.
Yeah.
And what a day of press conferences, man. You are the step 1 to Sony's step 4. On this Monday.
And the frustration you talked about with Tomb Raider of having seen it, I think the reason why I was so irritated about the Dragon Quest conversation is we played Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
That embargo is over too. I went into that town. I got to see that town. I got to see how big it was. I got to see how lively it was. I got to see how many things there were to do. I got to see the variety. I got to see the storytelling in action. And it's like, I understand with huge games, maybe it's hard to pick one vertical slice, but there's so much in that game that really, in the 40 minutes that I played it, which is not a lot of time, that really struck me. There was so much room for them to make a harder sell than they did, I think, during this show.
Let's talk about, we have impressions of Dragon Quest XI. They're going to be going up very shortly. But let's talk about, based on the impressions that we had and what we saw today, how did you feel, Ben, about not just Dragon Quest XI, because I know you're excited, but specifically what they showed? What
they showed in this conference? I thought it was an okay trailer. I liked the narration. I liked them setting up kind of the gravity of the story and then switching into kind of the jovialness that Dragon Quest is known for. I think it was presented well. I think it was an interesting trailer. But since we are so close to release, what I was frustrated with the presentation is, like I said, is I don't think they showed enough. I don't think most people really understand what you're going to be doing in this game in a broad sense. I think
that's why they overemphasize the sword.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're going to do some cool sword slashing.
Right, but the thing is, in this game, like, yes, there's this ultimate goal that you're working toward, but as you're working toward that ultimate goal, like, you're doing a bunch of other stories, you're solving a bunch of other little problems. Like, it's not like you're going through this 100-hour game and you're constantly focused on reaching this ultimate goal. And so I think you need to give a better sense of that.
I did like the voice acting.
Yeah, and
they didn't
honestly,
go cheap on voice acting.
All of the voice acting that I've heard, both in the demo, in other presentations, like with PlayStation Underground, and in this trailer, I think the voice acting is pretty good.
Yeah, underrated. Sorry. Well, underrated moment, Ben, is when they all have a line at the end. Every single member of the cast.
Yep.
I thought that was the strongest moment of the trailer to get me attached to each one of these party members.
Dude, the merchant with the claws.
Yeah, he said the best thing too. He's like, let's get on with it. Or something like really intense.
There is a lot of stuff. Like, we are jumping around to a lot of different places. I think, like, as we were saying before, and I don't know who necessarily this press conference was like designed for. This is prominently going to be playing to a Western audience. I definitely feel power is a major theme in this. Look at all the cool weapons they're going to have. Look at the massive threats that we're going to be facing. Lots of just real quick shots of bad guys and lots of near misses. Not just the focus on the sword, but these orbs and lots of spells, lots of combo spells, lots of giant armies rushing at them.
The thing is, you talk about conveying the sense of power, and I remember when they were revealing it for Japanese audiences, and the moments that we, like every single one of us, got the most excited about is when you were in this dungeon and you put on a giant suit of armor and you were crashing through rocks, and it's like, whoa, I can take control of that? Or when we saw you riding on dragons through the sky, it's like, whoa, I didn't expect the game to take me there. And I think that's what we need, is more moments like that are in there and that they've showed before for different audiences that maybe play with your expectations a little bit about what we're going to see.
Were those the collector's edition bonuses that you were expecting, Kyle?
No, they seem kind of paltry. What were they? Just like potions and stuff? Like,
no, there's I believe we get soundtrack.
Skills.
Sorry?
Seed of skills.
What does the seed of skills do?
The seeds are really strong. They, like in other games, like Seed of Might and Seed of Health.
Oh, so it's like a permanent stat.
It's like a permanent stat buff. You
That's
get three.
Not right, dude.
3 it looked like just for pre-ordering, and then 15 for the collector's edition.
Pay to win. That's not right.
Like in the grand scheme, it's not that big of a deal, but it's something.
It just feels unnecessary.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, it is.
Exactly.
Tack it on.
Pay up.
The only people who know what those seeds do are fans anyway.
Yeah, totally. So it's like
who don't want to use
them.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's funny. All right. Okay. Do what you're gonna do.
So I know it's too early, and I'm not making an official vote here to discuss our sweetest moment, brought to you by Sweet Justice, our E3 sponsor. But I gotta tell you,
nice mini plug, Jones.
How tickled I was, how delighted, how my heart lit up a flame on the inside of my chest when Damiani was proven wrong that nothing would be announced for Final Fantasy XIV. Yes. And then doubling down on that when they showed new gameplay and just the expectations lowering in real time. To the point where like he's almost just falling asleep, like right.
Yeah,
and then
this isn't new.
Pow, right in the kisser.
Yeah.
that Calico can just wander in and expectations are completely blown apart. Maybe, Damiani, you can fill us in because, we've talked a lot about Monster Hunter World. People have seen us, if you follow us on twitch.tv or Easy Allies Plays, have seen us play Final Fantasy XIV. But discuss just for a moment, the size of these events when they do crossovers. They also showed Ivalice in that trailer. So this is something, I remember, what was 13? Was that the first crossover that 14 did? I remember when Lightning showed up. It was like, what? I remember wandering through the world and hearing 13's music.
I forget that Dragon Quest was the first one to do it. They were both around the same time. But
so how long do these last? How often do they do them? How special is this?
It varies. There's one that is still going on. It's been going on for a long time. But in general, they are limited time events that only run for a certain amount of time. Usually anywhere from a few weeks to maybe 2-3 months.
And then they're gone.
Then they're gone for good. They have brought them back in the past after maybe a year or two. But general rule is that you might get 1 or 2 cracks at it, and then you're not gonna see that stuff again.
Don't sleep on them.
Yeah, don't sleep on them. They can be anywhere from this one could get pretty involved. They can be anywhere as simple as you run out to one of the zones with a bunch of players and you fight an enemy, and you just gotta it's called a fate, and they last for anywhere for up to 20 minutes, but they'll probably end before that with so many players trying to do them at the same time, and usually you just gotta do them a few times to get some kind of drop from it, and you trade that in for the reward, which will, in this case, I'm going to assume it could be a quest line, because this is a cutscene. This is more involved in a fate right there. But when What's-Its-Face flies down, this is definitely part of a cutscene. I wonder if it's just going to be a fate fight with a bunch of players trying to kill it. And this is the Azim Steppe area, so it's a good zone for it.
Does this mean we're going to be getting Final Fantasy stuff in Monster Hunter World?
Yes. Man.
I think it's like the 15 and Assassin's Creed crossovers where they scratch each other's backs.
Dude.
I think
scratch that back hard. If I can get Dragoon armor in Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, wow, man, that's such a good idea.
Oh my!
In the insect glaive,
crazy
with Dragoon armor.
Oh,
would make me so happy. Yeah.
What Final Fantasy enemy would you like to face in Monster Hunter?
Oh,
many.
Bahamut is what my mind immediately jumps to. There are a lot that I would be
a behemoth would be rad.
A behemoth would be rad. Yeah.
I was just thinking a flan.
Totally.
You know where I might forget the most is Fat Chocobo.
A Cactuar. Fat Chocobo would be good.
Yeah. Chocobo.
Yeah, if it's 14 stuff, Bahamut could be one. You could fight a Nidhogg, or Nidhogg would probably be a good one for dragon team.
That's a dragon?
Big old dragon. I'm just curious about the rewards. You're definitely gonna get
What does it mean when it ends like this? What did they eat?
That wasn't. It was an emote at the end, giving the thumbs up emote.
Yeah.
And then
they all eat a potion. And
it was very extended. When you so there's pots in the game that you can take, and your character will drink it like that, and it gives you a buff. So I think they were just emulating Monster Hunter, try as close as possible in this game.
It's a macro, maybe.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Can you program those in 14?
There's plenty of macros, but you can just do click the item and then drink it, and then do slash thumbs up.
So I remember in Final Fantasy 11, you could actually set up specific commands. So if I was going in, I could set an emote, and then my character says this, and then I do this after that, and all I have to do is hit one button, and all those things happen.
Yes.
So maybe they set that up, drink potion, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And they all hit it at the same time.
I feel because it's got announced at E3, this is going to be way more involved, though. Because they did one with Yokai Watch that was very infamous, and it is
infamous.
Infamous.
It did not go well.
As in, it is very grindy and takes a long time. You had to get multiple minions and multiple. You had to equip a Yokai Watch and then farm stuff to get yokai medals.
What do you think? What do you think when that stuff appears in your game, dude?
Oh, yokai was terrible. I couldn't stand yokai. Yeah, but that event was not worth it. This could be cool though. Yes. This could be actually
grind for
I'm thinking maybe more than a fate. They actually make a trial battle where you have to team up with 8 people and go into an instance and fight a Monster Hunter boss with mechanics and everything, which would be freaking awesome.
It's going to be so cool seeing how they translate Rathalos to Final Fantasy XIV. They've done it with Peace Walker.
Yeah, you're right.
Calico familiar? possibly?
You get a minion. You get a minion. That will definitely be a minion.
Are they that big? Usually pretty small, right?
It won't be as big as that. It'll be on the smaller side. But I wonder if they're gonna make that a mount, like a smaller version of that as a mount, because they have flying mounts in the game. That'd be pretty cool.
Resub.
Final Fantasy 14 is very good at giving you mounts.
I know they're not showing it. I bet gear, Monster Hunter gear, will probably be in here as well. That you can get like a gear set.
Sure, they have really nice armors.
You know what an emote might be? The cooking thing. They totally could do that.
Or the prance.
I said that. Yeah, that would be the best one.
So we're seeing Final Fantasy stuff in Monster Hunter tonight, right?
I think they'll take turns. I think they'll do it after this releases.
I think Kyle was right. I hope that even if you only fight Rathalos in this event, like you talked about getting armor, I hope you can get, you can use that to get a couple of different sets of Monster Hunter armor, maybe beyond just Rathalos.
One of the events they do, each type of job class basically gets actually it was every single job got a unique, it was the Garo anime stuff. Each job got a unique Garo set of armor. So they could do all 15-ish jobs and do 15 Monster Hunter sets if they really wanted to.
Cool.
Look at that Palico, dude. It's so good.
It's where am I?
Beaming. That Palico is beaming. He's happy to join your game and help you take down.
So, Damiani, I'm sure you're excited about more 14 news, but are you pleased with how they did this? Do you think that was a fun announcement?
It was nice to announce a crossover event like this, because they usually get announced in the smaller live letter things, and that they have one coming up. So, I guess this is pretty good. And I mean, it's a big deal. Monster Hunter World's probably the most highest profile one they've had, I would say.
And Damiani, I know you were bored with everything we saw, but I think.
Oh, because it was an old trailer. It's like a month's old trailer.
Yeah, I think it was actually not a bad idea to put that in this press conference preceding this.
Oh,
I think if they opened with this, it wouldn't have really had the same impact.
I get why they put the trailer in there, because they're speaking to people who don't play 14 or have been away from 14 for a long time.
It's
here's what you're missing right now, and I get that.
Yeah.
But to me, it was for me, they literally could have just started with the beginning of this segment with the Palico, right?
Yeah, Palico.
Just coming up and being wait, what? Why is Monster? Oh, this is cool. They could have just done this and gotten a lot of people excited. Even people who don't play 14. That was just enough, I think.
Sure.
So, still pretty cool.
I think Square has done such a good job of nurturing Final Fantasy 14 throughout its life and getting people excited.
From where it started
just incorporating e-release and now this Monster Hunter World event. They're not just resting on their laurels. They're trying to get new people in. They're trying to get new people excited. They're trying to do exciting things for the people that already play.
They're feeding that baby.
I love this.
They're feeding that
big fat baby.
There's another tribal race they call the Namazu. They these walking gray fish things. They're hilarious. They're really close. They're their beast tribe home is really close to the spot. I want the Palico and them to meet. I am highly anticipating that encounter.
You know what's funny is, there's a lot of people who do live stream reactions. I'm positive we have the best 14 coverage right now on the internet.
There's no question. I'm sure some people are frustrated about that, actually, and they're ready for us to move on to something else. But I do want to bring up one point, because I want to share your sentiment, Ben, that I have interesting questions on Cup of Jones. I actually got this question phrased two different ways in separate episodes of, are there games you don't play that you love? So are there games that you never really touch, you don't have time for, but you just enjoy they exist, and you like watching other people play, and you like them enjoy?
Most games.
And both of these, probably Monster Hunter World and Final Fantasy 14, but specifically 14. Every time I see an announcement, every time I see something happen, I'm sure I would love to have time to go play in the Final Fantasy 6 stuff that they
I think the number one game...
I just like looking at it from afar.
Ian, can you freeze on the group shot where they all draw their weapons if you get a chance?
I think the number one game, Brandon, that is that for me right now is Warframe. Warframe just seems like it's super rad, and I have not made time for it.
Where is that?
It's right after the
dragon
roars.
Yeah, he lands
right
and
here.
there
Stop.
you go, boom.
Okay, so
checking the weapons,
1, 2, 3, 4. No. So
Players?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. That's 8 party members. You have 2 healer, a white mage, scholar, bard. This is an 8-person lineup. Yep, there you go.
What do you mean? There you go.
That's what he's saying.
They're presenting it as it's an 8-person fight. like there's 8-person fights in this game.
Is
In
that-
instance content, like it's an actual boss battle.
So it's not a fate. It's not something I can just stumble
I don't
across
know
or
for sure,
see on the
but
map and
how
let me
they're
go over and do
presenting
it.
it here,
Right.
it could.
They're more bigger deal.
Yeah.
I can't wait for these cutscenes, man.
The deep dive
With Dom
in the
like,
Final
and that-
Fantasy
so
14
right
crossover
there,
that'll be around
literally
for a
when it
couple
just
months.
said to fade out there, Kyle, where fade to white where it roars. That's what all the
a big boy
bosses
cut.
do. Well, that's
That is-
what in this game. That's the
almost.
style.
Yeah.
No, because it was the thumbs up was the end.
Oh, okay.
The big boy. I guess if you go to logo though, that could potentially be. A
I
big
think
boy
so.
cut.
Yeah. But it was a fade instead of a cut, though.
We have some new information about the Quiet Man. This is a quote that chat gave us. The Quiet Man delivers an immersive, story-driven, cinematic action experience, seamlessly blending high-production, live-action, realistic CG, and pulse-pounding action gameplay. Embark on an adrenaline-fueled, motion picture-like experience, which can be completed in one sitting.
Yes.
Oh, you know what, Damiani? There's no way it's VR because of the camera movement. It moves all the way up his sleeve. You know, there is VR video, but it's
Probably
not that
third
close
person
in.
too, and
That one sitting.
there's VR platformers, but not necessarily
full
VR
playthrough.
beat 'em ups or VR fighters.
So it's like
or-
3 hours.
Why would that not be on Xbox? That's so weird.
They need to pay up.
Bouncer prequel, yeah.
The bouncer are pretty cool.
Pay up for Quiet Man?
It'll be free.
I don't like the Quiet Man. I don't want to be him.
Quiet man.
Quiet.
I want to direct my next question at Mr. Michael Huber.
Yo,
Michael Huber, are you as excited, more excited, or less excited for Captain Spirit now that you've gotten another little tiny glimpse of it at this press conference? Do you think they could have done more? Were you expecting more? How you feeling?
equally as excited.
Nice.
That's something that you just show me the premise. You say it's from Don't Nod and part of the Life is Strange universe. That is all I need to know. I want to experience everything else in the comfort of my own home while I'm playing this. You know, I don't want any spoilers. I don't want anything else shown. What they showed was perfect, and I'm fully on board.
I like that they gave context for this as the free game, because when they said free, it was like, wait, what? Why would this be free? Free first chapter, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they cleared up everything when the developers came out and talked afterward. I think that was really good.
Expanded universe, eh? What in the what?
That's what I was trying to shut off before it went off. Sorry.
This reminds me of Dead Rising 2 Case Zero, which was a really cool thing that we did not see more of.
Yes,
and
man,
I want way, way, way more of that. Get me excited, bring me into that world, and like make me satisfied with just that thing on its own. And it seems like this is going to do that completely.
I think it's actually cooler than Case Zero, because Case Zero, you can draw a direct line. Like, you clearly say, oh, okay, this is before.
I'm just saying,
You know,
like, in
this
terms
is-
of format.
He's
of how
in a,
they're
yeah,
presenting
yes,
it. Yeah.
but like he's in a truck stop type area. I actually played a bunch of Case Zero and then only played Dead Rising 2 for like 2 hours. But I think I played Case Zero like 2 or 3 times. I loved that. And so it's interesting to have this, and for them to allude to the fact that this is not only connecting in some way to Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange 2, but is beginning what they want to do to build up another world. They now have seen the success of Life is Strange 1. They probably immediately went into what story they wanted to tell with Life is Strange 2. Square Enix were like, we want to strike while the iron's hot, so we're going to pass this off to another team to do before the storm. And then this whole time they've been developing what we're eventually going to see in Life is Strange 2. And then us left wondering, how does this tie in? Like, we see, I think it is fascinating for them to leave us off in a place where we had a multi-chapter story where we followed a young person experimenting with quote-unquote superpowers who didn't necessarily want them, kind of in an X-Men fashion, who was kind of burdened in a way of this power, was using it, making mistakes, having many regrets, and you being a part of making those choices of when you were going to exert your power. And then we have this kid who is pretending at having powers.
Yeah.
And I bet if there's any kind of crossover of this kid actually getting those powers or actually discovering he has powers or making some other like discoveries in this game, I bet it's so tempting to tease that stuff. But I think they've just been very reserved.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think I'm most impressed with kind of where they've drawn the line for this. Of being like, no, this episode's actually not that long. It is just one chapter. Even though this is going to appear in multiple press conferences, you'll probably see several trailers of this before we launch it. We don't want to show too much. We just want to give you the concept, and it's simple, it's easy to understand, and that's it. Do you like the advertising of this, Cal Bossman?
Yeah, good vibes. Good theme. You know what I mean? Like, it's unique in its own way, and as Ben said, I like it as a concept. I like that they were like this is part of their game design. They said, hey, we should actually let's do a prologue, and then probably later let's do this free. Yeah, it's cool. It to me it means they're taking Life is Strange very seriously. I mean, we had the game that they didn't even make.
Before the storm.
Before the storm, you know? So, like, yeah, I mean, they're franchising it out, but I think they deeply care about it, not use the franchise becoming a bad word for Life is Strange.
Prior to Season 2 of Walking Dead, they did this thing where you got to switch between a bunch of different perspectives and you had a bunch of mini stories, and then those characters who you kind of got to see where they were coming from. Once you got into Season 2, you saw those same people interact with Clementine, and so when they came onto the scene, it was like, oh, okay, now I have context for them, now I immediately care about them, and I know why they're acting the way that they're acting. And I wonder if you're going to get any of that here, where maybe the people that you see in this standalone thing, if they're going to come into the scene in Life is Strange Season 2, and you're going to understand why they're there.
I get the impression they're going to be like even cuter than that. It's just going to like you're going to be reading a newspaper and hearing about the events of this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because they're like, pay close attention. To me, that's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can we pause when he's going through the box with the pictures?
Sure.
I wonder if that's the tease of like Life is Strange 2. You know?
That's later, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, like who's his mommy? You think like that's a tease, dude?
Well, there's two separate pictures,
Max
and it
is
goes
his mom.
it goes really fast. So I don't know if it's like other people or if
Are people's ears that much more red than their face in
Sure.
real life?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes you get little hot ears.
He's got hot ears.
He's got hot ears all the time. So does his dad. Hereditary.
It's cold out.
I also think it ups the mystery considerably that there are only two characters. We are extremely isolated in this environment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when does this take place? What year is this?
I was thinking that too.
This could be the 50s. This could be in an apocalypse.
What
this
year is
could
Life is
be...
Strange 1? Is it not current day?
It's present day.
It's the 90s, I thought.
It's present.
Oh, present.
Yeah, present day. A lot of the stuff he's playing with is kind of has a classic design.
Could be like the 80s, yeah.
I actually think it's a couple of years ago, not exactly present day. It's weird.
It's just not very specific. And I wonder if that's intentional. So, you know, that might be kind of the big reveal of like where
There you
they
go,
are.
here.
Okay. Just yeah, it's his mom.
Wait, are they photographs or did he draw these?
I think those are photographs in a Don't Nod game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I prefer this to like super high realism. She's got like a costume on too, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
But that deserves to be said, I think. That this is not a game with bleeding edge graphics. This is not one of the most visually impressive things that we've seen. Even when you make that transition that I think is inevitable, when I first saw this and he put on the cape, and it's like, we've all fought monsters, and it's like, oh, are they gonna do the thing where like we see what he imagines? Calvin and Hobbes, where like, I'm in prehistoric times.
And we get some of that.
And we get some of that, and even that stuff is like pretty, what was it, like, trying to find the right word. I wanted to say simple. That's not right. I want to say bland. That's not right.
Rudimentary.
Yeah, not bleeding edge, especially compared to a lot of the stuff that we saw, available from Square Enix. And it's just jolly. I think they tell really good stories. I care for this kid deeply now.
Yeah.
I think it would be so easy, for a not as good of a writer as the people that are putting the stuff together at Don't Nod to have the father presented as an antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta grow up, kid. Mm-hmm. You spent too much time playing in your room.
I'm scared it's gonna get there, Jones.
But I just get the vibe that Dad's tired, and like
he's like,
and again they're in the middle of nowhere, and so I wonder, like, is this? Did they have to move here from somewhere? Is the dad like out of a job or something, or like what?
Well, the mom died, and the dad's an alcoholic, depressive.
Or maybe that's why the kid plays so much, because the dad's at work all the time.
Yeah.
And just the talk of universe, I think, is really interesting, especially for a game that was really specific to one location.
Yeah.
In the first game, one location being that town that they're in, and you just kind of traveling all over that, and then just jumping to seemingly to snow, to a completely different environment.
But that excites me. I get so exhausted when everything has to be a franchise or everything has to be a 7-part story. Like, I want more video games to tell me a story that lasts a couple of hours, and then we do a completely different story that lasts a couple of hours in the same world.
We just found Jason Voorhees in this trailer. Jason Voorhees and bears. Oh my god.
That's his face, dude. That's just his face. It's not a mask?
No, that's his little. Yeah, he's a little like play school guy.
That looks like
That's
Jason
not
Voorhees.
a Jason Voorhees.
Dude, he's even got like the same color palette of like the shirt and the pants.
Dude, you're wrong.
There's no.
No way, I'm with Hubert.
That is
dude. I'm with
Jason
you,
Voorhees,
Hubert.
dude. Are you kidding?
Enhance, dude. Enhance the mask.
Straight up.
Enhance.
Enhance the mask.
It's not a mask. What do you mean
We
enhance?
watched this
It's an old
trailer.
hockey mask.
New contender for sweetest moment.
Yeah.
That's the same color as his hands.
Jason Voorhees.
That's
We've
Jason.
watched this trailer too many times.
Zoom in.
You know what shot I love is how bad he is at basketball. He just kind of
Pathetic.
Look at his legs, man. Look at his shoulders, his hands. Look how simple his hands are. Like he's just
It's a donut game, Jones. Come on.
I'm
So
saying
that's what I'm
Jason.
saying. Like he's a very simple. You know, the little play school guys. You know, the guys with the little simple round bodies and round heads. It's like that. You know,
I'm
it's
with
just
Hubert,
like,
dude.
No, Ian, I need you to also pull up an image of Jason Voorhees. We have to cross-reference this now.
We have 41 minutes until we need to start talking about Ubisoft. So we might as well.
Actually, I think I'm off the Voorhees train.
Oh, dude!
A little closer inspection.
Abandoning his friend in the
quick
heat
to
of the
back up
moment.
your
It
lifelong
just
friend.
looks like a wooden toy to me.
Hey, sometimes I see what I want to see,
It's
but
not a wooden toy.
but
That's a
really.
plastic. That's clearly a plastic
When
toy.
your deliberation of the press conference is
like,
longer
look
than
at
the press
knees,
conference
like,
itself.
They got like little wooden
Hey, this is good stuff.
You know what?
This
I
is
don't
good
even
stuff.
think Huber sees Jason Voorhees. I think he just wanted an excuse to pull up images of Jason Voorhees on stream, and this is the long con. This is the long con.
What?
I see Jason.
The eyes are the right shape.
I mean, if we're gonna just pull whatever we want, I see Steve Jobs now. Like,
That's the sweetest moment.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Put Steve Jobs next to him.
Because Hubert, it's the mouth. Are you assuming the mouth is the nose?
I'm getting like a Michael Chiklis vibe. I don't know.
The
It's-
line between the dots, right?
The stance is very Jason. He's like very stood up.
He's so
What? And just the face. I see a hockey mask.
What is the stance?
The worst part of
The
this.
stance is like
got broad
90-degree
shoulders.
angle straight up.
The worst part of this is he's not going to remember he said this.
Oh.
He will.
In 2 weeks, when we get the script from Huber's review of this game, and then we have the group stream following, and it shows up, and we're like, this is Don here. Like, oh, Don's working on the Captain, the Captain Spirit review.
Yeah.
And he's like, Huber, you wrote that. How is it? Is Jason in that? He'll be like, what? It's like, you remember he said Jason in E3? It looked like Jason. He's like, I didn't say that. He's just a fly-by-night fan. He's just flying through the universe.
I see Jason. I'm not even trolling.
He's got the outfit, the black shirt. Yeah. I've seen Steve Jobs more than that.
This is just the beginning of our coverage for the day, too.
I hope Don't Nod like crisis mode last minute just
Patch
goes
it in.
in and patches it in. And then Hubert gets to come on a group stream and he gets to go, I was right all along. Look at it
He's
in
gonna
the
like
game.
flip through comic books or something and it's gonna be one Jason on
Please
it.
don't nod for Hubert.
please
Do it.
don't
Just
nod.
Do it, don't nod.
for him.
Oh,
I think they are hinting that there is a greater evil that exists in this world. That these heroes who are suddenly, soon discovering their powers. Yeah.
It could be a mask. It could just be a face.
Like, when Hubert reacted over there, I thought he found like a big clue for like.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I was like, oh, here we go. We got a
Here's
scoop.
the clue to connect
Oh, I
the
found
two.
it.
Got a scoop. Instead, it's Jason.
I've got another one.
What a guy.
All right. Okay.
we got more
Wow, we
skits.
only have 4 more games to talk about. Oh, no, 3.
Okay.
And 2 of these conversations
Thank
are
you
not
for
going to
that,
be
Hubert.
short.
I see Pikachu in the
Sleuth.
background.
We're sleuthing, Damiani.
What?
No, stop. We're going too far down the rabbit hole.
I gotta
I
add
see
it twice for
Jason.
these people.
Oh, boy.
If only there was a knife or like a machete.
Yeah, if you had the axe
Right.
or machete, it would be confirmed.
Easy.
Yeah.
But that is, I mean, not to give credence to Hubert, being a madman right now, but like, he doesn't have a villain. He doesn't have. Like, there is no
arch villain in the that we know of
Who's
yet.
Buzz Lightyear's guy? Come on.
Zurg.
There's no Zurg to his
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
What if it's
So that is interesting.
because it's using the power of imagination? What if he picks up this toy that is of a normal man, and then he envisions that it's Jason Voorhees
Right.
chasing him around?
I mean, he does kill the snowman, dude.
Right.
He does.
Blows off its head.
Yeah.
But we don't see that transform into something else. And I think, if there's some kind of... Because there's, what I imagine with Don't Nod, there's got to be some kind of thing he's compensating for. There's something missing from his life that he needs to feel he is more powerful than he is to overcome.
Get sad, man.
So that's the loss of his mother, or the loneliness that potentially he feels out in this environment or something.
Bring the tissues.
So I wonder if that'll come into play. Yeah, I just think they're specifically holding a lot of stuff back.
I would love the timestamps
including the
for
Friday
this
the
video on
13th
YouTube.
collaboration.
Just Jason Voorhees in Life is Strange.
Well, no, it'll be the Final Fantasy thing where it's like cross. It'll be like the Life is Strange cross Friday the 13th.
Goes on for 20
Somebody
years.
already tweeted it at Don't Nod.
No. Thank you, Hero. That woke me up.
Well, let's jump right into it. If you're awake and you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm wide awake.
At the very beginning of this press conference, the subtitle with an exclamation point stated, "Wait till the end."
Yes.
Don't leave early.
Yes.
29 minutes might be too long
Jones, when
to maintain your interest during E3.
When they were saying that,
right,
my expectations already dropped. Because
Wow.
I know how these things go.
Okay.
This is business as usual.
Okay.
Like, people maybe really disappointed from this kind of stuff. It's like, I expect this. This is what I expected. And disappointed, I guess.
And that was
Sweetest moment.
The trailer we had already seen with 5 new shots.
A few, yeah.
No, there's more than 5 new shots. Give it that credit, but and a different song choice.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ratatouille. Yeah, he was in the kitchen cooking.
Yeah.
I missed the Ratatouille. I went straight to the thing he was cooking. I was getting Final Fantasy 15 vibes.
I struggled with
what is his name? Was he on his head or? Was he did he have the hat on?
Yeah, he was on top of him.
Nice.
Pulling his hair, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he pulling the hair?
I think so. We'll see.
Oh, we gotta see that. Jones, I do not understand the meaning of it though. I guess it's to make it slightly new, and we complain when we see the same trailer twice, and so it's just the minimal they could do to make it a new trailer, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Classic Square Enix.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that these companies that are doing their own events, Bethesda, Square Enix, Ubisoft, they're planning their own stuff, they're getting all their ducks in a row, and then Xbox comes, and can we have something? And you're like, we're tapped, man. We got. All right, let's just add 5 shots to this trailer. Fallout's you can have this tour shown anyway, but you can have this thing and show it first.
I wonder if it's them being tapped in more of the fact that this game is coming out in January. And so for them, they're like, Ratatouille is the best we can do right now because we have all of these months where we still need to have big bombshell trailers to get you really excited.
This could have been the big blowout, but now they need the big blowout in December.
Right.
Yeah.
I will be extremely surprised if The Incredibles are not in this game.
I will be surprised.
I'll take that bet.
I will be taken aback. This is the time to do it.
They're not going to be in the game.
And I think with all those properties you're investing in, to opt for a Ratatouille over an Incredibles.
Not even a summon. There will be no Incredibles.
You don't think they'll be in it at all? Oh, wow. Okay.
There'll be no Incredibles, Jones.
Wow.
Why do you say that?
One is that the game started development so long ago that the Incredibles were irrelevant. We're not going to get a lot of new cool Disney stuff or new cool Pixar stuff. And so, I think that whenever, 2012, 2011, Incredibles weren't hot. And also,
the thing is...
What do you got?
I don't want to say anything mean about Incredibles. It's a really good movie, obviously, but it just doesn't fit in with, I think their vibes, the kind of things that they're going for.
All right.
I mean, haven't they been working on The Incredibles 2 for a long time?
Love that. Love
merry-go-round.
There he is. Yeah, he's pulling the hair, dude.
There he is.
Look at the hourglass.
Pulling the hair.
And
that's like a mini game, dude.
Back up.
The merry-go-round.
Yeah, the merry-go-round is new.
More Disneyland
that's
vibes.
a Winnie the Pooh style level, Brad.
We got a cooking mini game in here, baby.
Get those Monster Hunter.
Little timer there, little
funny.
hourglass.
He's pulling the hair. I love that.
That's so jolly, dude.
Wait, is he writing backwards?
Yeah. So perfect,
King's
dude.
Flare.
When they bring in the Disneyland stuff, Brad.
Yeah, you know how
toast.
I feel. You were toast, dude.
If this is a summon,
wait for the Indiana Jones
you're
Jeep to come in, run over some dudes.
Oh man!
If there's a jungle cruise.
I don't think that's a summon because the summons are elemental.
This is probably to advance the story. You got to do this sequence.
Yeah.
You gotta cook food for your
That's
friends.
part of the thing. It was like you had to prove you're a good cook for the critic, right? So
Yeah.
you're probably helping cook.
So I'm cool with that if Kingdom Hearts is going to do this kind of thing where like, hey, it's not a whole world, but it's just like there's like a little Ratatouille section.
Oh yeah, I think they'll incorporate a lot of
Awesome.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've done that. You know, the 100 Acre Wood is that kind of.
100 Acre Wood's like a full-on
what if you,
world, but
what if
I
you
think
get
this
to
will just make a
bring
little.
ingredients back to the kitchen and craft new things.
Oh yeah, baby.
I love it.
Oh yeah, baby.
Get those buffs.
How did y'all react to the gummy ship yesterday?
I was into it. It looked cool.
They lost their mind. I don't like the gummy ship, but it looked like it could be fun in this. Willing to give it
That's
a
your
shot.
Star Fox game.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like the gummy ship. I like designing a cool spaceship.
Oh, I love designing it. It's
Yeah.
just the actual playing part of it.
Yeah,
wasn't
but it looks
as
so
good.
much better than the other ones too.
Yeah, it does. It looks. That's exactly.
Like, that
it
looks
so much
awesome.
better. Yep, I completely agree. Yeah.
It's a good looking game.
They're bringing it over, baby.
Whoa. Are we jumping to this? Or are you just
scoops?
preparing?
I'm just getting it.
Yeah, all right.
Look at that font. Holy shit.
Is that where you're at, Brad? Is that the end of the hype?
Oh no, I was getting hyped seeing Zigbar there and stuff, and Riku Noctis right there.
Freeze was.
Is it playable this week?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh yeah, it was an Xbox.
Great.
And
Did you play it, Blood?
Yeah, we played it at the premiere.
No, I didn't play it.
Oh, okay. But you all had hands-on impressions.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that on YouTube right now? Can people go see that?
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
can see
cool.
it.
Cool.
That is a jolly video.
Cool. Then I highly
The
recommend
neck,
that.
dude.
Yeah.
Hands-on impressions.
The hand block.
It's so funny to see these dramatic JRPG characters be concerned for ham.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Damiani, apparently the Kingdom Hearts 3 limited editions are up. They're for sale on the
Someone
site.
pre-order for me right now because I can't get up.
Is this just the $80 version?
I'll pay it. Do
Brad,
it.
is this the $80
Hubert.
version?
Get me, boy.
On it.
You got a little bit of that extra story stuff you wanted.
Painter,
this.
Lit.
What are those guys from? Is this from 7 or
The
2?
beginning of 2.
Those
Yeah,
guys
those
are
are
from 2.
Roxas's friend.
That looks like a
from
card.
Kingdom
from
Hearts.
Chain of
Right,
Memories.
yeah, that's what I was
It's
talking
the
about.
memories
So
he's
the-
gonna get him
No, 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 no.
Whoa!
It has the same
got
top of
scoops.
It has the same top of a card, but that's just a.
That was
Go back, Ian.
Oh,
Give me that card shot.
We have more cross-referencing to do.
that research lab was like I thought it was Christopher Lee's character.
It
Okay, that's
was.
a freeze frame.
It was.
an Axel.
Freeze frame.
Where am I going? What am I
Where he's
doing?
holding
Very
that,
last, yeah.
Or is it like a
What's the
column?
acronym, by the way?
Door to Darkness.
Okay.
DDD research.
DTD.
How great would it be
This?
if you
All right.
saw Jason?
Now, dude,
Oh,
It looks like a radio.
Not
Yeah,
chain of
it's
memory.
like talking into a
The
radio.
back kind of looks like it, but yeah, there's like a
Yeah,
radio
there's like
thing on
it's
it.
like it's just a case for like a comm.
Because everything in Kingdom Hearts has 3 little spikes on it.
Yeah, it's a crown.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, we get it.
Why won't you let us have fun, dude?
Not everything is a card.
Hey,
There's no cards in one game.
it's a nod.
It's a nod. It's definitely a nod to the
nod.
cards.
It's a nod.
They're
Shades of
directly
cards?
referencing just
Shades
those
of cards?
I just hate that game.
Whoa.
Let's find the card.
This is
he was using.
overwhelming.
Okay.
What does the platinum card do in the bottom right-hand corner?
It's not important.
Okay.
Did any
The last
other
frame, maybe.
streamer pull up Chain of Memories
Cards.
in MS
Full
Paint
deck list.
Yes.
for conversation?
Not only that, they went in game and had side by side like footage
Go to
comparison. already.
patreon.com/istheodd.
So,
that last frame.
Is it
dude.
impossible to get you more hype for this game, Brad? Or are you just kind of like, yep, okay.
Oh,
Let's do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you go to
Like,
last
yeah,
shot,
yeah,
Ian?
like, they haven't
The
shown
very
like
last shot.
any Final Fantasy characters yet
cards.
that I'm
Yes,
aware of.
yeah.
I don't think they've shown any of
They've
them.
not. They've not shown us like
Sony.
Final Fantasy characters yet.
Cooking them up, Jones.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
freeze on this, baby. Yeah.
Oh, that's so
let's
jolly.
check it
Brad,
out.
you are so 100% right.
I'm
That's
shipping
what I
this,
need, man.
You need some Final Fantasy
I
characters.
need some Final Fantasy characters. I need Cloud. I need to see them.
Like, bring Vivi back.
Give me a frame of Sephiroth. Bring Vivi back. Absolutely.
Vivi back.
Bring Yuffie back. Bring Leon back.
Bring them all back.
Brad, is it cool to ship these two, or is it like that's just Sora's girl and I have to like nobody?
It seems far-fetched to
Dude,
me.
Kyle,
When
I
you
think-
said that, I did not
I
believe
think
it for
in
a
Kingdom
second.
Hearts, it's literally okay to ship anything.
I'm shipping it.
You can,
Okay.
but everyone's just friends in this universe.
You're so right, dude. Nobody's getting a smooch.
Yeah.
It is just ending with
Everyone's
pure
just like deep
friendship.
friendships.
Hand holding?
No.
That I could see that with Sora and Riku, or Sora, maybe that
Yeah,
too.
Sora and
maybe
Riku.
maybe with that. That's possible. Sora and Kyrie too.
They have a deep friendship.
Yeah, they have
man.
a deep friendship.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Oh man, Kingdom Hearts is gonna be a good time around.
it's
Goofy and
gonna be-
Axel. Goofy and Axel are holding hands at the end.
Let's just do more. Because they showed
Missed you, Axel.
Wait, what if Goofy just like accidentally does it? Like he tries to grab something, and he's like reaching out for a shield or something, and he gets Axel's hand. And they're like,
Just that
feels
close up,
good.
dude. That close up of Axel, just like.
Got it. Never.
And like just he's blushing, his cheeks start blushing.
Yeah.
Oh man, in.
Gotta get the
In.
Axel and Roxas, baby.
Jones, again, I would have loved to just see somebody actually playing the game. You know, it's a hot, spicy trailer, but like it'd be fun to. We see basically the best of the combat. We see them pulling out these ultra huge weapons and the summons and all of that. But like, it would nice be to see those in context. I think. Of like what an actual battle is.
I just think compared to some of the other stuff that we've seen that has evolved since we first got a look at it, like we did have that moment of playing it. Like a lot of people did get their hands on it at the premiere event.
January 25th.
A lot of that gameplay is that, so we have seen that. So like, it was frustrating not seeing it here.
January 25th?
At least we have the,
It did.
Why is this 25 and the other one's 29? What's going on here? Chat?
Japanese
Japan! Japan's getting it 4 days before us.
They're gonna beat it in those
Spoilers!
Come to import.
Yep.
Japanese import?
Yep. Gotta avoid those spoilers, baby.
Goofy. Nani?
Boku wa Goofy.
Oh, so good, dude.
Okay. For that reason.
It is worth mentioning because it was in their press conference if we want to check all of the boxes, but Nier Automata made a presence because Become as Gods Edition is
cool, great,
is being seen. This, I believe this was a trailer we've already seen too.
Yes,
yesterday.
Another replay.
I choose to believe that is a subliminal message that means more Nier is on the way.
I think that's what it is, man.
Ooh.
I think it's inevitable.
I think this edition is like, yeah, this did well. We're gonna do more.
Yeah.
So do you think Platinum would work on that one too?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. It worked
I mean, they're,
really
they're
well
working
for
on
them.
everything else. So
Sure.
Aha.
Yeah, they might as well just form
The
into one company.
The Xbox press conference one did say Xbox One X enhanced.
Oh yeah.
Whereas this one just said coming to Xbox.
Yes, because
So
Microsoft
slightly
wants-
different trailers.
I swear I just saw the
I
words Xbox
swear
One
I
X
saw.
enhanced.
Yeah, I swear I just saw.
No, I know.
it.
I'm playing the one from the Xbox press conference.
Ah.
That would be one.
Microsoft just wanted to re-emphasize that point.
It's a good game, Ben.
Yeah. I mean, this is a good reason to replay. I think for me, just personally.
Blood.
Enhance.
And
also speaking of something that we know is going to happen, we just get another look at it. I don't know if it necessarily made me more excited or less excited, but Octopath Traveler looks great.
Yeah, looks great.
That's great.
That trailer was the right length.
Another
We're
revisit.
talking like press conferences, like they did the perfect attention on that.
For me, I didn't know. We were talking about, I think it was at like the podcast or something. We were like, so what could we see from Octopath Traveler? You know, it's coming out a month after. What could they possibly do at the show? And I was like, oh, well, it'd be neat to see some more characters. And you're like, we know them all. And I was like, I missed out on that campaign. And I think it's kind of one of those things that like, they have released more trailers, like they have given us, a deeper perspective on what this game's going to be. But the millisecond I saw what this game was going to look like, I was just like, boop, put that on the list, pre-order that, ready to go.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily need more media. I don't know if I necessarily needed to see more of it today.
Do you
think it was smart to put it in the press conference? Do you like what you saw?
Is there any danger that we see this during the Nintendo?
Oh sure,
yeah, danger high.
Danger.
Danger's
No,
high.
I mean like the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Danger high.
potentially.
High danger.
High danger.
I think they will.
But again, like, hey, if it's like 40 seconds,
Sure.
what's
It's not too bad, yeah.
Ian, how long is that video?
Let me check.
Do you think there'll be a Bravely Default
33
character in
seconds.
it?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's really, really nice.
I think there is a chance that there's some sort of
connections.
tie-in. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if it was some sort of like cute free DLC that they threw.
Silly question, Brandon.
I'm just checking. Just making sure.
I gotta ask you.
I'm not positive.
Okay.
What?
Damiani,
I
you
do
making
like
time
an
for this?
RPG I can play on my Switch. That's actually
man.
really nice.
What's
When you're watching your
what's
football
the
games?
hesitant about Octopath Traveler? I'm curious.
I just play games sparingly during Box Peak production.
Sure. Okay.
So like, it's about commitment. But yeah, you know what? I'm playing an RPG right now. RPGs are perfect for like nightly play.
What RPG are you playing now?
Earthlock.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Well,
It's
that's a story.
Yeah. So it's like somebody that was like apparently kickstarted. Blood knew about it actually. Like a PS1-esque RPG made for like current day stuff.
Cool pick, dude.
Nice.
Cool game.
Kyle, I know.
Look forward to it on future Frame Trap.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just bring some extra broth. This
Yeah.
year.
Okay. All right.
I know Box Peak is like crazy, but I would really value your opinion on Octopath.
Yeah,
If
you're
you
right.
could bring it.
And I like Bravely Default too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the demo. I played the demo last year. I love that demo.
Yeah, if we
everyone's
can
playing.
just
Yeah.
inch you closer
Can I tell you something though? I wish it was simpler with the jobs. The idea that you can actually switch jobs and then like you reset your things, but you keep like some abilities. Like,
oh, I love that, dude.
That stuff freaks me out.
I love that.
Yeah, I also think
that'll be like way later in the game.
Yeah,
probably, too.
I think they're going to present it slowly enough that it's not going to be a
Yeah, cool.
I hope anyway.
I like that they show menus. I wish we saw more menus.
And they're introducing something that I didn't know until recently, which is that each character can have a secondary job.
Yes.
So you actually, depending on, 4 people in your party? 3 or 4? Like, that you can have, 8 jobs, or, the effects of. And I like seeing speed. Yeah. Speed's going to go up, evasion's going to go up, so you can see those little stat bonuses depending on.
Crazy and Brave Default.
I'm going to get crazy in this game. I'm very, very excited for it. So, yeah, I think just a jolly return. They stacked Nier Automata and Octopath Traveler back to back. So we got Babylon's Fall. What was that? And then, oh, by the way, these games are coming out very soon. Okay. Now on to my sweetest moment. But something that I was looking forward to, and I thought was done very well. Actually, I'm a little more hyped about it. I'm excited. Just Cause 4.
Yeah.
We got a nice extended. I think we got the Just Cause 4 trailer that I wanted from Shadows
Jones,
Tomb Raider.
that's what I wanted to. Diving in and telling you what's different about this game from the other ones.
I think that Just Cause 4 was the best presented thing of the whole.
They did a great job.
Cool. So yeah, I just want to talk about some stuff that I liked. I like that they show off new vehicles. I like that they were talking about. They kind of just made it, the general statement of like these vehicles are going to be better than ever, and you're like, okay, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but because for a game that gives you so many abilities just by yourself, like not even having weapons. Like I don't even need a rocket launcher to make stuff blow up. And you like I kind of had that struggle, in the Just Cause games where it's like, am I going to bother getting in a car, having to have that car get damaged, or limiting myself to being inside of a plane or being in a car that's on the road. And so it's nice to see them change up things. And I think like when I was playing Just Cause 3, it makes me wonder, when they add something, like, are they adding it for a tactical benefit, or are they adding it because just why not? Like, you can attach balloons to a car.
That's for why not, man. Yeah. That's for let's have fun.
So it's interesting. I wonder if there's going to be any kind of like collecting, or if there's going to be missions where like, okay, we need you to like go into this base, take this vehicle, get it out of there, bring it back to our base. So you have to like protect something, as you're popping it out.
You throw the rocket booster on the back to direct it. Like I love the little rocket boosters too. Those are really cool.
And I'm curious what they mean by that, because there were grenades that were like sticky grenades that you could attach to something that had a little jet. So if you wanted to like throw it to the side of a car, the car would then spin out because this rocket would be moving it.
This seems like consistent propulsion.
Yeah. Or I think they did that. I think they maybe like fizzled out after a little bit.
Sure.
And so
I saw a stadium. How cool would it be to drop in that stadium?
Yeah.
And I think another thing that one of the things that always makes me sad, we kind of get into that language with the vehicles a little bit, but when you're showing off something, someone is describing what you're looking at, and the two just aren't quite matching up. They're like, with this, we really wanted to focus on combat, and you're looking at combat. Combat's kind of simplified.
Yeah.
And one thing they said that I was like, I agree, is they're like, this is the most varied map we have made yet in the Just Cause universe.
Yeah.
And I think Just Cause 2 the map had a little bit more personality, was a little bit more varied than in Just Cause 3 than Just Cause 2. But I just felt there was more differences in the elevation of the terrain, and I thought the map was actually maybe even a little bit bigger in Just Cause 2, whereas the individual towns I thought like had their own personalities, and definitely felt like they were built for the area. So if you saw someone that was on flat ground or up on a cliff or in a canyon, like they all kind of seemed like they were built into that environment instead of just copy paste these towns. But like seeing all of the different weather effects, seeing, like you said, the different stadiums, these big glass structures, I felt there was, seeing definitely like a focus almost in a Red Dead way on these like natural environments.
So one thing I'm really curious about is the Apex engine, and it's funny they brought that up because I think that is acknowledging that Just Cause 3 didn't run very well for many people on many platforms.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I think that's why they directly said, like, here's the name of our engine, and state of the line. What did they call it? State of the art.
They said like best in class.
Best in class is what they said, Brad. Yeah. So like I think that's a commitment. Like, hey, this game will actually perform well, and I think that's
reassuring.
That's reassuring. Good. It's still nothing to believe, but it's something. Of course. I'm glad they acknowledged it, and I'm glad they're working on it.
They're aware. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something they wanted to make better.
It's interesting. I'm actually seeing these jets like pulse. So I'm seeing like the engines revving and then they die out. And so I wonder if kind of like in a remote mind sense where you would like throw a grenade and then have a button you could press to actually trigger the explosion, I wonder if you have a button to actually trigger those thrusters.
Oh, like a boost or something?
So if you want to, if you had something in the air and you put one on the left and one on the right, you could like steer it.
And how fun would it be like put it under a platform and so you just wait for a guy to walk into the platform. Yeah, man, there's some fun. If those are remote, that's very, very fun.
And just the cliffs. I want to jump off those cliffs, man. All these plateaus. I want to drive a car off that.
Something that they heavily emphasized was how much smarter the enemies are going to be, and how much more varied they're going to be in their approach to dealing with you. Do you think that's something, having reviewed Just Cause 3, that the game really needs? Like, did it get boring fighting people?
I thought it just kind of got boring. Might be a strong word because I did enjoy it, and it is a very chaotic game. And like, I can easily say that in my playthrough of Just Cause 3, I saw people do much wackier stuff on Twitch and in trailers than I bothered to, just because I was like, I'm gonna cause enough craziness that I need to have fun for myself. But like, I'm not gonna like put balloons on a car just because I can do it, just cause. But one thing that I did like about Just Cause 3, it just happened, okay? I didn't try to do it, I didn't write it, it just happened.
You just let it go.
You're just a pro.
We got a tweet?
They really nailed the social media for this game. Oh, no tweets.
All right.
I love Wario.
All right.
Man.
That's
I
pretty
love
good.
Wario so much.
Thank you for explaining that. Okay, so the Twitter account for The Quiet Man has not yet tweeted. I hope they never do.
I hope they never ever do.
I hope they never do.
And I hope like the Square Enix thing constantly like gives you their Twitter thing. That's like, for more information, go to
Yeah, actually, if the more they promote it, the better that becomes.
This press conference is getting better and better and better.
Sorry, before you move on from that, though, Jones, you talk about a GTA 5 trailer a lot when you talk about trailers you like. It was the multiplayer one. And I think this was kind of similar to that.
Cyberpunk, I did lots of GTA vibes.
No. I mean,
bouncing around.
specifically the multiplayer one where there's just somebody talking.
Yes.
Just somebody like talking through each thing. I don't think you have to be shy about that. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it made the game show very well.
Absolutely.
You can have a very straightforward VO, straightforward demonstration of your new things, and it can show well.
It also wasn't cheeky. They weren't like, you might want to use these grenades for an explosive good time.
Yes.
You're like, no, stop, just tell me. The game is doing it for you.
Exactly.
The game is over the top. You don't need to be over the top.
We want to like your game. Yeah, exactly.
But we also want to learn about your game. I think sometimes there's this fear that details scare people, and I just think that's nonsense.
To answer your question, Ben, the thing that I like about Just Cause 3 that I'm assuming is they're going to do well again in this game is you can scale that difficulty. So if you want, if you're driving at a building and you need to blow up the building, it's real simple. You put remote mines on your car, you drive it really fast, or a helicopter or a jet, you fly it at that thing you want to do. Right before you get there, you jump out, you hit it, it's destroyed, you move on to the next mission. Sure. So like, there is a way to just wreck the place. But if you don't want to, you can maybe just go in guns blazing and just try to like find cover and maybe like grab one person on their own. And so because of all of these different opportunities that you get, one of the things I'm curious about that they didn't really get into is it looks like we're just kind of blowing up whatever we come across, but there are clear bases. And so we talked about the enemy difficulty, and I wonder if there's going to be ways of just restricting access to stuff where like it's kind of fun to like crash through that big glass dome, but like I wonder if there's going to be towers that's like, it's kind of tricky to get up there. You got to really kind of figure out like
for sure.
The anti-air is just devastating. So like you fly anything near that and you're grounded. Like if you're by yourself, the guns will take you out. And it's just so bonkers. I like how they explained the grappling, which I love. Definitely there's a learning curve to that, to really finesse it and make the most of it. And so I'm curious because it's the kind of game where just like every button does 8 things. You know, when you get that little card when you sit down to demo it, you're like, whoa, okay. Sure. You know, like, A does this, and this. And so I'm curious how they're going to do that, how they're going to make it more intuitive, but make it deeper, you know, for people that are familiar with the system. It's kind of like SSX, Kyle, where like you got to relearn the controls every game. They're like, well, the grapple button's here this time, and now it does this weird thing.
Yeah.
But then ultimately you get used to it.
Hopping into 3 is weird, yeah.
I would love a Brendan Jones YouTube walkthrough playlist, and every single video for every single mission in the game just goes, okay, it's real simple.
I like, for some reason, might be completely unfounded. We got more elements like weather. We got sandstorm. We got. We were very, very close to getting that snow tornado.
So can you mix the elements? Can you make a blizzard tornado?
No.
I don't know if you can mix them.
That's in-game. They're not gonna reveal that.
I hope you can like maybe not cause them, but like know when they're going to happen, and so you can avoid them or intentionally not avoid them. Like use a blizzard for stealth, use a tornado as a distraction. Like if I'm like parachuting into a place and just kind of assessing it, and a tornado's coming up, it's like, well, I'm not in a rush. Let me wait. Like let this kind of do the work for me.
Ben, it does say bring the thunder, which to me implies
you're gonna get a device that lets you do
weather
stuff.
control.
Yeah.
I mean, snow NATO, please.
Would
Snow
weather
NATO,
control be way out of place for Just Cause?
Would a Sharknado be too out of
I
place?
much prefer snow tornado, which is how Damiani defined his fantasy.
Yeah, that's fine.
We see
I'm
truck
just saying,
NATO.
We're trying to save time here.
We see a truck NATO.
To me, snow tornado is so much funnier.
Than blizzard tornado?
No, than saying snow NATO.
Plane
snow
NATO.
tornado.
There's a plane NATO there.
Oh my goodness.
All kinds of NATOs.
And the final thing that I'm excited about, again, this world really looks diverse and many more mountains. I think I'm just excited at lots of canyons and lots of elevation, fun, great fun buildings, and I'm excited about the Black Hand. I don't know why.
Don't be excited about the Black Hand.
Well, here's why. Here's why I'm excited.
Pump the brakes on
because Just Cause 3 I thought was way too serious,
Okay.
and it was interesting at first because they said we're going back to Rico's homeland. We're going to the place where he's from. You're going to be meeting his friends, his family, and I was like, okay, that might be interesting. And then like an hour in, I was like, no, I don't care. Like I like the vibe of them dropping him in as a one-man army, of them being like, this dictator was doing his thing in this country and thought he had everything figured out, and he did not count on Rico. And so here he comes. You just push him out of the plane and then just drive away and just make sure you get out of his way because everything's going to be burning at the end of this. And then in 3 it was like, no, he's come home. And it was like, that doesn't fit this franchise for me. And so the idea that it is not the government in this, that it is a private military company, kind of has me jazzed. That like maybe the government will be on your side. Maybe they're like, we've been trying to stop them forever, kind of like Ghost Recon Wildlands was like. You're this drug cartel, and you're the government who just, their hands were tied. They're like, we kind of are in business with them because if we don't, they will wipe us out. Like, I'm the president. If I oppose them, I'm dead. Like, they'll kill me instantly. My Secret Service is not going to save me from these people.
Yeah.
And so I like the vibe. So not only do I like the vibe that you could potentially have the government on your side or going up against this private military company, I'm hoping we get some Metal Gear vibes. I just need some wacky bosses. I need some over-the-top characters. I need people leaning out of a helicopter, pointing at me and laughing. Like, I just need a lot of.
You're not going to get that, Jones.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Just Cause to go. Sure. I want.
Metal Gear vibes.
I want the story to just be so over the top and wacky, and I want to have targets. I want that Mercenaries vibe where like you let me know right off the bat this whole list of bad guys I need to take out, so that I'm like going through. Even Far Cry 5 kind of had that just with 3, but like each zone was ruled by someone, and so you had that target, you had that person that really like let you know, I'm done. I finished that zone. I beat it. I took down that big Gatling gun guy or whatever, or that one. Like maybe some of the bad guys also have grappling weapons and stuff. Like I don't know. I think it. I like that they're just stealth dudes. Yeah, I'm gonna get a kick out of this. My hopes are back up. You did it, Square Enix.
Yeah.
Before we get into scores and before we do score our sweetest moments, I have a question, and it's the question that I had before the Square Enix press conference, and it's a question that I have that the Square Enix press conference has concluded, which is why did they have a press conference?
Yeah.
And what tipped it over? What do you think the game was? Was it Babylon's Fall and Quiet Man that they were like, we can't just drop those trailers at E3. We need to have our own event to show that. Was it really doing more of a quote-unquote deep dive into Just Cause and Tomb Raider? What were the elements that
If anything, it was Tomb Raider, maybe. I don't think they needed a press conference, honestly. After everything we saw, they could have just been dropping trailers.
You could have slept in a little bit.
Yeah.
This wasn't what I was expecting. I'll be realistic, Brad. I wasn't expecting like dreams to come true in this.
Right, yeah.
But I was expecting Kingdom Hearts trailer. We're gonna see some actual gameplay of this. We're gonna like. I expected a little more of even Tomb Raider, and Just Cause. Just Cause was the right amount, but no other game got Just Cause's treatment. And thus, I thought this was kind of a waste of time in the end, that they didn't need to do this. All this other stuff could have been in someone else's press conference. And yes, the Quiet Man and Babylon's Fall,
yes.
I keep forgetting already.
Yeah.
Those could have just been released by Square Enix on their own. Like, just put out YouTube trailers and people would have picked up on them. Like, I don't feel good about like
you can
what
get
they
the
did.
idea why Square Enix would want to, though. they right now have more people watching The Quiet Man than would ever watch The Quiet Man any other time of
Quiet
the year.
Man would be buried were it not for this.
Yeah, and so that's the reason, Jones. I think that maybe they just cracked it. Maybe the idea this year occurred to them to just do a video. Like Konami did a video one year. I honestly think Kingdom Hearts was what they pushed over. I think they have 2 huge games with Tomb Raider and Kingdom Hearts, and they said let's do a direct.
Can we make a Easy Allies rule right now at this desk that if you're going to say tune in at this time because we're going to put on a show, it has to be longer than 30 minutes?
No.
No?
I predicted it was going to be 30 to 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
it wasn't even 30, dude.
Yeah, it was not even 30. No, I think that's fair. I think 30, well, 29, I guess. I think that's the minimum.
Yeah.
I think it was 20 minutes to be disappointing. But yeah, honestly, like they just had 30 minutes of stuff. They had an hour of stuff. They really, really could, but I think they wanted it to be hyper-produced like this, and they went the wrong direction with that.
So, Ben Moore.
Yeah.
What is your score for the Square Enix E3 2018
It's hard.
press video conference thing?
I really agree with what Kyle said, that they had an hour's worth of stuff that they could have shown, that could have been really interesting, but they did in 30 minutes. I don't know. I appreciate, if you are going to go this direction, you know, at least it wasn't agonizingly long. There weren't any painful moments. It was easy to watch. I think Babylon's Fall was cool. I'm intrigued to know more. I thought some of the trailers that they showed off, like, while I wanted more from Kingdom Hearts, I do think a couple of the new things that they showed were exciting on their own. The Monster Hunter thing was a really cool moment, and I liked that was early on in the press conference. It kind of caught me off guard in a good way. And so I think it was okay. I think it was an okay showing, and for that reason, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Ah. Michael Damiani.
Thinking, you know what? I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Thinking,
because basically, comparing it, I gave Bethesda a 4. If Bethesda's had been as condensed down to this, Bethesda's would have been better, I feel. So by not drawing this out, this could have been way worse if it was just like drawn out with a lot more talking in between. Would have made this like really painful.
Yeah.
So I will give it a 5 because they had a few okay things in there, and then some stuff that didn't really interest me. But and as I said earlier, I just don't think, other than trying to draw eyeballs to 2 smaller announcements, this didn't need to be a thing.
Kyle?
It's hard, Jones. I want to reward them for the good things they did. I was thinking to myself as a teacher, right? And like, let's say it's like a paper on the Civil War, and it's just like there's one paragraph that said like Abraham Lincoln was president, and then it moves on. And it's like, wait, hold on a second. There's a lot to say about Abraham Lincoln. You know? This is hard because there's really good stuff. I like what they did with Tomb Raider. I like what they did with Just Cause. Though now hearing about all the firsthand impressions you had with Tomb Raider, even back at that event, it still makes me mad we haven't seen those things. Like, it was time to show those off. So I want to penalize you for that. That's a 5.9.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 6. I thought what they showed of Just Cause was good. I thought what they showed of Tomb Raider was good. I may be scoring it kind of high. I feel like kind of, but I'm like, my expectations were in check, and this is kind of what I expected, and so like I'm not super disappointed because I'm kind of used to it.
Nah, you know, no Avengers, like it deserves like you got to knock off 2 points for no Avengers.
No Avengers. Okay, so
we're at 4.9.
No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
So I'll do a 5.8 then because there's no Avengers.
3.9.
That game's a ways away, man. But yeah, same Kingdom Hearts trailer, a few cool things in it, which is nice, I guess. A little more from Dragon Quest than I expected, in the trailer at least. I thought it was gonna be the same trailer we've already seen. So I'm glad it was a little different, but yeah, it was all right, whatever. It's forgettable. It's just forgettable. But at least it was quick, and they didn't really waste my time that much.
I appreciated that. I will go 6.5, which is the highest score on the desk, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I was so satisfied with Just Cause 4, and because Keith David, I thought, was just so smooth. And so great.
And aesthetically consistent. I like that.
I just want to throw it out there because it's not like that was smart because they're doing what other press conferences do. Like, some people have hosts. You got your Aisha Tylers sometimes that come out, and kind of smooth things over, that bridge between stuffy developer and freaked out fan, and kind of like right in the middle there. And I just thought it was so classy, and I just want him to do everything.
That's the thing.
I want him to narrate Just Cause 4.
Kyle ruined it for me because I agree. Keith David was a nice, classy pick for that thing, but then he was like, "What if Keith David was in Dragon Quest?"
Right?
Yes. He'd be so good.
He'd be so good.
And I want to propose that Monster Hunter reveal for the sweetest moment, because to me that was the emotional high.
And you know what? Damiani was like a huge factor
to see
in that
Damiani lose it,
Like just
that is the clip. That's the
whole
clip.
time.
If I was at home watching it alone, no, that would not be the sweetest moment. But I guess it's about our stream. It's about us here.
The atmosphere, Damiani really
What would it have
pumped
been
it up.
then if you're just alone watching it?
I'd give it to Just Cause 4.
Okay.
I would absolutely give it to
And
Just
what are our
Cause 4.
scores at the tech desk?
We thought you forgot about us, John.
Nay. Do you agree with our sweetest moment?
Yeah.
Who's our sweetest moment brought to us by?
Sweet Justice.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can go check them out. SweetJustice.audio. Thank you. Rated 3 sponsor.
I think, like, for me personally, this was like a 4 out of 10, but because they did the thing that I was talking about yesterday that Bethesda should do, like, these people who don't have things to talk about should at the very least do a video, and they did. So I'll bump it up to a 6 just for that. It was short. It was a direct. They didn't make people go there. They didn't waste their time with applause breaks. So I'll say a 6.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree. 6. We show up for Kingdom Hearts, for Dragon Quest. We got a cool Ratatouille reveal, which I'm super into. Anytime there's like a cooking mechanic, sign me up. I really liked the Dragon Quest shot where it showed we heard everyone's voice. They all had a line. It gave each person a little bit to just latch onto and connect with. And call me a sucker for beat 'em ups, but the quiet man into it.
I will. You're a sucker
for beat 'em ups.
You are a sucker for beat 'em ups.
Okay, all right.
So, do you want to squeeze in there and drop a score?
Yeah, I don't know how I can show up on this camera, but.
Get in there.
Get in here, bud.
Yes.
Get in here.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Let's
Sort
talk
of,
about
yeah.
focus. Yeah, you're
But no, I'm in agreement on a 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
What did he say?
I had the
6.
unfortunate of starting off the EA press conference score too high, but
same.
You could change it, Kyle said.
You can change it.
I'm not going to worry about EA right now. But
No checks.
But yeah, I think that it's passable. It didn't feel embarrassing or anything like that at any point. But I do feel if they were going to go through the effort to do this, that especially something like Kingdom Hearts just should have been made more of a big deal. And it was just like trying to find like the 1 or 2 shots that were barely different, or like you said, the Ratatouille being thrown in there. I think they really should have doubled down on Kingdom Hearts if they weren't going to announce a giant new game and just have those teasers.
Agreed. So that is our coverage of the Square Enix press conference. We are just getting started, folks. We have 3 other press conferences coming later today. We're running a little bit behind because we spent way too much time analyzing the toy that was or was not Jason Voorhees. So we are going to take a break for just a little bit. We have some fun trailers to queue up for you to watch, and then we will return with our pre-show for the Ubisoft press conference. Do not go anywhere. Thank you for watching. We will be right back.
Patreon.